Welcome, everybody, to frigid Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, we're at the brand-new Petersen Events Center for what should be a classic Big East matchup between the Georgetown Hoyas and the number 2 ranked Pittsburgh Panthers. Pittsburgh Panthers, they're flying high, enjoying their highest national ranking ever. It's a team on a mission with hopes of proving they're the best in the land. Standing in their way today is the Georgetown Hoyas, an old Big East nemesis looking to prove that they, too, belong among the nation's elite. Up next, it's going to be a battle. Georgetown and Pittsburgh. This is Big East basketball today from Pittsburgh. It's the second-ranked Pittsburgh Panthers playing host to the Georgetown Hoyas. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Sims along with Bob Wenzel. We've got a good one here today. Defensively dominant Pittsburgh is going to put it on display, but you talk about the defense, they also can score the ball. They're led by Brandon Knight.
Brandon Knight gets all the publicity for Pittsburgh because he is their leader. He is their point guard. Despite not shooting a great percentage from three-point range, he makes them when Pittsburgh needs them. He is also very physical, Dave, taking the ball to the basket for a little guy. Very strong and a leader. But make no mistake, the Pittsburgh Panthers are a team in the best sense of the word. They have balanced scoring among 6 players. They have balance of inside and outside. And take a look at the field goal percentage of Lett and Troutman. 64 and 74% from the field. They get good shots.
Those are some scary numbers. Another guy putting up great numbers, All-American candidate Mike Sweetney. His cry today, give me some help.
That's right, Dave. Mike Sweetney is the best offensive post player in the Big East Conference. Inside, he is very, very difficult to stop. Why? Because he knows the geography of the lane. He knows where he is at all times. When double teams come, he's able to avoid contact. He has great hands, and he weighs 270 pounds. But for Georgetown to do their best and to upset the number 2 ranked team in the nation, Tony Bethel on your right and Gerald Riley, they must shoot better from the perimeter. When Sweetney is double teamed, these 2 guys are the ones who have to make the perimeter.
Well, the Hoyas to make some hay today. They're trying to end a streak where they've lost 3 out of 4 to Pittsburgh. Ontario led his lone large in some of those games, and he's another big reason why Pittsburgh's number 2 in the nation. We tip it off. The Hoyas and the Panthers coming up right after this timeout.
Lease a 3 Series now with all-wheel drive for $339 a month, only through February 28th.
There's something in your store that's really shaking things up. It's Banquet Home-Style Bakes. Why? Because now the original box dinner is packed with even more butterball chicken to go with those savory vegetables and that golden biscuit topping for a complete real meal. So you can bank on Banquet to give you even more chicken, more beef, or more turkey. Banquet Home-Style Bakes. It's all you need to pick up.
This shot for the cup and a piece of hurling history. What must be going through that young man's head, young man's head, young man's head? Has he got what it takes to be a champion?
Mark and Karen have twins. They use their Discover card because it pays them for the things they buy. So far, they've earned a cashback bonus award of $140. It's money they use to pay for a special night out and an emergency 24-pack. Discover card. Why not get paid for the things you buy anyway?
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing.
Today's Big East basketball game is being brought to you by Dodge. Dodge, grab life by the horns. Conagra Foods, we set America's table at home and away. And by Guinness Draft Stout, enjoyed responsibly the world over. Welcome back, everybody, to the Petersen Events Center here at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They are stoked. The number 2 team in the country, the Panthers of Pittsburgh, taking on Georgetown. Something's got to give here, as Pittsburgh is 6th nationally in defense, and Georgetown is 21st nationally in scoring. Take a look at the lineups. And we've got Brandon Bowman, the freshman, joining Mike Sweetney, the veteran. Wilson in the paint there, Wesley Wilson, Tony Bethel, and Gerald Riley. Brown, Zavotskis, Lett, Knight, and Page for the number 2 team in the country. Pittsburgh coming in 4-0 on the Big East. As we check out Craig Eschrick, 0-3 on the road this year, 2-2, 4th place in the West Division, 10-4 overall. And those are his numbers, having taken over for Hall of Famer John Thompson. Ben Howland, his reputation growing as one of the better coaches in the country, Coach of the Year by so many services last season. Good officiating crew today: Tim Higgins, Ed Corbett, Gene Manji. Tim Higgins will get us going with the toss, and we're underway here at Pittsburgh. Tony Bethel and Georgetown will get first shot.
Well, Georgetown is a team that likes the up-tempo as much as possible, but they are going to try to get the ball inside to Sweetney, and they are going to get double-teamed.
Here's Riley looking for somewhere to go. Sweetney going to draw double team. Sweetney fades, can't get it. Rebound goes to Riley. Riley battling, can't get it. Zavotskis with the rebound.
12,508 seats here, Dave, and they are all filled.
The entire season sold out. Brandon Knight takes a look at it. Pittsburgh will grind you down on offense. They'll use 30 of the 35 seconds on the clock. And oftentimes, this what happened last week here against Syracuse. They'll get layups.
Well, Dave, they get a good shot on every possession. That is what they want to do. That's why they're number 1 in the league in field goal percentage.
Oh, nice play by Wilson on the block by Page. Page with the shot. Sweetney running the floor, and nicely done by the big guy running the floor to get on the board. Some of the lights just went out here, too. The lights just went out at our left. Craig Eschrick with his hands up in the air going, what's going on? The whole bank of lights. There you go. A third of the building just went dark.
Well, most of these guys have played in the dark, at various times on the playground, so it should be no problem. You think the cold can affect whether there's light goes out in here, Dave? It's pretty cold outside. Ben Howland does a remarkable job, Dave, of getting quality possessions. He's not that interested in quantity. You know, he's not overly concerned about turnovers and that kind of thing. He wants a good shot every time they have the ball, and they play defense where they make you miss. They don't gamble that much defensively. They guard you. They make you miss shots. So quality possessions is what the number 2 team in the country is all about.
Pittsburgh coming in off a win last Saturday here at the Pete against Syracuse, 73-60.
Well,
inside and outside balance there, Bob.
Well, yeah, you know, the balance is the inside and outside, Dave, but also a balance among players. 2 guys, Lett shooting 64% from the field, and Chevy Troutman shooting 74%. Troutman doesn't even start and shoots 74%. They also make you miss defense, and that's a physical brand. The weakness is that they're a bad free throw shooting team. Of the 14 teams in the Big East, they are 13th in free throw shooting. It hasn't bitten them yet. They were weak last year from the line, and they were 29-6.
There's the lights out in the upper deck, 18:58 on the clock, and we got enough lights they're going to play.
For Georgetown, what they do best, Dave, is they are tenacious on the offensive boards and sweet post-game in the presence of Mike Sweetney. What they're bad at is their decision-making on offense. Lots of times they get shots that they would rather not take.
Pittsburgh watching the press now. They get it across. Georgetown wants to get this game up-tempo. Hoyas number 3 in scoring at 80 points in the Big East, going against the number 1 defensive team. Pittsburgh conversely 6th in scoring. Page, who had the moment of a lifetime 2 seasons ago against Georgetown, as the shot clock's at 7 with a monster dunk over Ruben Bunche. Zavotskis, no, air ball taken out by Bowman.
Well, Pittsburgh has taken 2 shots so far. One was blocked, and the next is an air ball. So credit Georgetown's defense early on the road.
Sweetly against Zavotskis. Wheels down low, can't get it. Wilson putback is good. They need that desperately from Wesley Wilson, averaging 6 points and 5 boards. Last year he went for 12 and 6.
Wesley Wilson should be more productive than he has been this season, and if he is, Georgetown will be a much better team.
Turnover, and then Knight gets it right back. Knight, nice bounce pass, and check that Zavotskis got fouled.
Well, Georgetown, we talked about how tenacious they are on the offensive boards. No double team on Sweetney, so as a result, Wilson gets a free shot going to the basket. Wilson 6'11", 260. As you mentioned, he needs to do a little bit better job. Lett goes over at the last moment to help out on Sweetney and provides a path for Wilson to get to the basket.
Foul is on Wesley Wilson. Ontario Lett didn't like the way Wilson came down on him. Here's Knight from deep, in and out. Lett kept it alive. Lett wins the battle. Lett, pump fake, inside, hands it to the smallest man on the court, they turn it over. And a foul by Jerron Brown.
Great start for the Hoyas, Dave. Ben Howland is not particularly happy with the way his team's getting started offensively. A couple of poor judgments on their part. Craig Estrick has his team emotionally prepared.
Ron Brown with the foul, his first. Pittsburgh 0 for 3 from the field. Hoyas with a 4-0 lead. Here's the freshman Bowman. Gets inside, fadeaway, tough shot, barely got the rim. Knocked out and it goes out of bounds. There's your series history. Georgetown's won 6 of the last 10. Last 3 games, it's been Pittsburgh. 67-56 on Jan 2. Here's Zavotskis. One of those games, it was the game at Georgetown. Sweetney had 24 points, but the game here, he had 6 points and 1 of 5 shooting.
6 points and 6 rebounds. His worst game of the year last year was at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, not the Petersen Events Center.
Right. And here is it for Pittsburgh, absolutely. Lett gets it back. Re-clock. Zavotskis draws 2, steps in, gives to Lett. Lett trying to muscle it, taken away by Bowman, and a foul call. And a foul on Brandon Bowman. Freshman forward out of Santa Monica, California.
High intensity level by both teams at the defensive end. Black jerseys everywhere. It seems like there's 7 guys out there for Georgetown in the early going. Collapsing defense on the inside on Lett. Lett is 260, but he's only 6'6", so giving away 3 or 4 inches to Wilson on the inside.
There's that foul shooting problem that you talked about, Doc. Ontario Lett shooting 68%. He's one of the better free throw shooters of the regulars on this ball club.
No spectacular numbers in terms of points and rebounds for the Pittsburgh because they're all balanced. A lot of guys score, a lot of guys rebound. What's spectacular is that everybody does a good job.
Panthers with a point, they get on the board. And just joining us, a bank of lights is going out here at the brand new Petersen Center. Wilson trying to assert himself. They let him play, keep it alive. Sweeping with the rebound. And Lett, they're going to get Lett for the sweeping block attempt. And the foul on, wow, they're going to call in Zavotskis. I thought it would have been Lett.
Well, we talked about Georgetown in the last possession. They want to pound it inside. Wilson takes the shot. Sweetney keeps it alive. And Pittsburgh not doing a good job blocking out so far in this game. Georgetown's strategy also on the defense. Press full court, 2-2-1. Don't allow anything easy and then get back in zone.
Last basket by Georgetown with Tony Bethel 3, 7-1. Hoyas on top.
The press has not called turnovers, but the half-court defense of Georgetown's been great.
Jerron Brown, they get it to Page. Up top to Brandon Knight. Great start by the Hoyas. 5 seconds, blocked by Sweetney. Mike Sweetney with the block, his 41st of the season. He's 10th in block shots in the Big East Conference. The lights have gone out, but certainly not out on the offense and the defense of the Georgetown Hoyas. Check out the lights right now, 7-1. Hoyas over the Panthers here in Pittsburgh.
shot for the cup and a piece of hurling history. What must be going through that young man's head? Has he got what it takes to be a champion?
Today's Big East basketball game is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Ford dealers and Bass Ale, a taste for more.
With a wider stance and a more powerful engine, the Ford Explorer 4x4 can take you anywhere. And with available third-row seating, there's plenty of room for you and 6 of your best friends. Now get the best-selling SUV in America, Ford Explorer 4x4 for just $349 a month.
Hey, don't make me come back there.
Tonight's Big East basketball game is brought to you in part by 98.7 KISS FM, the only station playing the best variety of classic soul and today's R&B.
Let me show you how to do that.
Wheel of Fortune's dynamic duo. Celebrating 20 years as America's game.
Weeknights at 6:30 on TV 55.
Start by the Georgetown Hoyas against number 2 Pittsburgh here in Pittsburgh. And right now, let's take this moment to thank our corporate sponsor, Cooper Tire. Proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Dave Simpson, Bob Wenzel with you. Here at the Petersen Events Center, Mike Sweetney, number 1 in the conference in block shots. Doing a pretty good job scoring as well. Georgetown 3 for 8 from the field. Pittsburgh 0 for 4. Here's Sweetney with a steal. Doing it all. His 3rd. Early shooting numbers. Pittsburgh with a major struggle. And a foul on the play. And there's going to be a lot of attention in this battle. Wesley Wilson and Ontario Lett.
Wilson pushed off on that particular play. Ben Howland concerned about the offensive end right now. Wesley Wilson extended his arm and hit Lett right in the face. Javon Troutman waiting to get his chance to get back in the game. Right here, you can see the extended arm. You need to bend your elbow at that point and not extend, and there would have been no foul.
Critical for Georgetown. It's your 2nd foul. Page for 3.
25 against Syracuse in their last game. When in doubt, he's the guy to go to.
36% from 3-point range. Fairly reliable from out there. It's good defense against Bethel. They feed the post. Here's Sweetney. He does a great job finding open people. Wesley Wilson taking it to the hole. No, they keep it alive, and it's going to be Pittsburgh basketball.
Well, that was good defense by Pittsburgh there, but they are not double teaming. You got a technical.
Timmy Higgins just teed up somebody. I didn't see who it was. They got a technical on Sweetney.
Yeah. Well, this is not what you want in an early season, in an early part of the game like this, because a technical foul counts in the 5 personals to be eliminated in the game. So you don't want your best man getting that kind of action. Zavakis, the best free throw shooter on this team, will take the shots. He's 78% from there. Craig Esrick a little unhappy about that particular turn of events.
Sweetney may have been beefing about maybe not getting a call down at his end.
Well, it's going to be physical, and of all the players in the league, he gets fouled the most because of the fact he's kind of the Shaq of the Big East, really. Well, he's got to maintain composure.
They're going to try to meet force with more force. Pittsburgh just went to Chevy Troutman. Javon Troutman coming in, and we showed you the numbers. His field goal percentage is just incredible.
Dave, I looked at that and watched that play. 74%. You know, that's hard to fathom, isn't it?
Yep.
He was 10 for 12 against Syracuse and had 23 points in their last victory over the Orangemen.
Georgetown with a 7-6 lead. They're up 7-1.
Wesley Wilson is out. They are smaller.
There's Bethel with a steal as Troutman tried to feed it down low to Ontario Lett. 4th turnover by the Panthers. Sweetney lost it off his foot. Now they're going to say it went off at Troutman's foot.
Well, Troutman is in there to be physical with Sweetney while Zavakis gets a rest. So far, Ben Howland not double-teaming Sweetney on the catch. Right here.
Tony Bethel, good job as he drives the baseline hard. Look out, somebody got hurt. They're coming down the floor, looking to get a follow. And that's Cortland Freeman, who just came in the game, one of the co-captains, 6'9" senior from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He is hurt. All of a sudden, you saw the blur come into your picture.
Laurie Michael, the trainer, out there taking a look at him. One of the things about going to the offensive boards, when you get caught with your feet above the rim right here, good double team by Pittsburgh, and Freeman gets caught at his own man.
He got caught by his own man. Oh, man.
Bethel got knocked down. Looks like he twisted his right elbow a little bit. Craig Esherick out there doing double duty as head coach and trainer assistant. Looks like he's going to be
went numb for a second. That's a scary thought. You're down there, and all of a sudden, hey, I don't feel anything here. What happened? Tony Bethel got knocked down, but Bethel with a hard drive and got knocked down. It looks like Freeman's going to be okay.
Little funny bone action. Dave, I never experienced that because I never really got up that high.
I just want to know who was it that put that name on it, the funny bone, because I never see anybody doing a ha-ha if they get hit there.
I think Pittsburgh should double team Sweetney on the catch, and they're not doing that so far. Sweetney's able to move around and dribble the ball a little bit. Right now, Drew Hall in the game. Bethel is playing the back of the zone on this side. Brown could go over there and be a force on the offensive board. Bethel very small to play the back of the zone.
They go, hey, I bet Sweetney and a jump ball caught by Ed Corbett, and he'll keep it right here. Possession arrow will keep it Pitt's ball. Nice job by Sweetney with the tie. 9-6. Pittsburgh had a 7-1 lead.
New experience for Lett so far in here, playing against big guys who are also as physical as he.
Page misses on the three. See a big one-handed rebound by Mike Sweetney. Here's Tony Bethel. Riley bringing it close over to Sweetney. Can't get it to him. Victor Samnick in the game. He's number 13. Riley in the corner. They go to Sweetney against Troutman. Boy, body's flying. That's going to be the moniker on this game. Rebound. And no good, but a good effort by Georgetown hitting the offensive board. Samnick, Riley being very active in there. The Hoyas number 5 in offensive rebounding in the Big East.
They're tenacious there. See how he dribbles 4 times before somebody comes to double team him? That's too late to double team a guy as good as him. And it does 2 things wrong. It lets Samnick go to the offensive boards.
Samnick way too strong in that first free throw. He's shooting just 52% at the line. Bowman is back in, and our first look at Gerald Owens for Georgetown, and our first look at Torrey Morris. Here's Freeman coming back. Sweetney will get a blow at the 13-21 mark. And Ben Hallen going to some size with 6'10" junior Torrey Morris out of Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Troutman with the rebound. It's his foul in that last possession. Krauser's in the game. Carl Krauser out of the Bronx, New York. He's a freshman.
Krauser has game, sat out last year for academic reasons, can handle a basketball and penetrate. Loves the pull-up game.
Pitt with 3 guards now. Here's Knight looking to penetrate. Below the foul line. Nice overplay by Bowman. Bowman, numbers against it, but he's going to take it all away. Contact. And what do we got? They're going to call it. Wow, they're going to give a continuation.
I don't think so. I'm not sure about that. Ball looked like it was on the rim.
Julius Page
calling for basket interference on that play.
Is that what it was, basket interference?
Somebody touched the ball while it was on the rim.
Here's Bowman. Here's attacking Page. Got a block. He was clearly moving. And Freeman, let's see. Freeman got a piece of that.
Looked like it to me.
Yeah.
Looks like somebody took a shot to the nose.
Page.
Then he's explaining to Ed Corbett that he felt that the ball was on the rim and it was touched. Ed Corbett is saying the ball was on the rim, but nobody touched it. Then upset about that one. We said that this was going to be a physical game at the top, Dave, and certainly it's turned out to be that way early.
No question about it.
Several times players on the floor, action around the goal, 10 guys all pursuing the basketball at the same time.
Georgetown struggling shooting. It's scoring sometimes in the in the Big East. The Big East play, they're only scoring 72 points a game. Overall, they're 80. They're 9th in Big East conference play. And they need to get on a roll here.
Well, they come out
2-2 in the Big East.
This is the best game they've played for extended periods of time that I've seen this year. They beat West Virginia in overtime at home to the Hoyas. Then they lost 2 straight to Seton Hall and St. John's before beating Rutgers. So now they're playing a very good team on a foreign court and handling themselves nicely early. This is the play where Page looks like he gets hit in the nose, but he also goes down, and it looks like he turned his ankle a little bit. I talked to Page before the game. He sprained his ankle several weeks ago, and it's been bothering him a little bit. Without him, Krauser must step up offensively.
Certainly one of the more dynamic offensive players is Julius Page, so that's a significant loss. With Page leading at the 12:57 mark. Hoyas by 6. Here's Krauser. Pushing the tempo in the crowd, and they'll back it out.
I'm so impressed with Georgetown's defense in this game. I'll tell you what, they are covering a lot of territory. Paul and Brandon Knight after it.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a pick on that one. Paul and Knight were really going hard at it along the lane. Gene Manji made the call, and he got the technical on Hall. They got the foul, and then actually, he called the foul on Hall, and then Ed Corbett with the technical on Hall.
I think there's going to be a technical on Knight also.
Wouldn't surprise me. Hall got into him pretty physically and tried to really manhandle him down there, and Knight wasn't going to have it.
Nope. Knight is a very tough guy. There's no question about that. Hall explaining to Mike Riley, the assistant coach, what happened. Let's take a look at it.
So they give double checks.
This is off the ball. Watching the right-hand side. Hall and Knight in the left corner of your screen there. Now we get some face-to-face action. And you were right. Corbett came in and gave a technical to Hall right away.
You knew
there will be no shots. No, in this kind of a situation, Dave, there will be no shots taken.
Right.
The ball will be inbounded.
Well, your intentions were going to be high here, too.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Georgetown Ball Club over the years, they've established themselves as a tough-minded defensive ball club. Pittsburgh is defensive and tough-minded, so something had to give here.
Well, right now, after a situation like 2 guys have been on the floor injured so far in the game or hurt, and now we have 2 guys with technical fouls on an away from the ball play, Paul and Brandon Knight. So as a result of that, it's time for both of these teams to start controlling their emotions, because intensity is one thing, but when you go beyond that intensity, you're getting away from your game plan. And so far, Georgetown playing very, very well in this game. They don't want this either. Pittsburgh has scored only 6 points. 6 points in 8 minutes.
Drew Hall going to take a rest right now. Craig Yeshik will calm him down. He brings in Gerald Riley. So Riley with Bowman, Samnick, Cortland Freeman, and Bowman on the floor right now for the Hoyas. Krauser, Deron Brown, Lett, Knight, and Troutman for Pittsburgh.
Look at how tall the front court is. Owens and Riley. Who's going to be the point guard for Georgetown? Time for Pittsburgh to bring more pressure. No point guard in the game at all for the Hoyas.
Pittsburgh 8th in the conference in shooting. 1 for 7 start. Here's Krauser with 16. Runner, no. Rebound goes to Georgetown. How about Bowman doing a nice job? The freshman, 6 points and 4 rebounds a game.
But it looks like Owens is going to take over ball handling duties. Very interesting lineup for the Hoyas. Now you know this is going to happen. A touch foul immediately.
Down low. They got Torrey Morris.
Well, what happens after technical fouls and aggressive play, officials usually have a quick whistle on the next couple of ensuing possessions, and that's what we're seeing here.
16 fouls for Pittsburgh, 7 for the Hoyas. Here's Samnick. Freeman out top. Sweetney not in the game, but the Hoyas with a 6-point lead. Samnick trying to deal against Troutman. Good defense by Troutman, but what do we got? Traveling. Turnover. Turnover by the Hoyas. Hoyas averaging 17 turnovers a game. Right now, number 2 in the country, being tested mightily by Georgetown. 12-6 Hoyas.
You don't have to touch anything that's voice activated.
811 Hampton. I'm not yelling. I'm speaking clearly.
All righty, kid. Make a right, then hop on the freeway.
Freeway?
Get on the freeway, or I'm taking you to my mother-in-law's house.
Just do what the car says.
Okay. I don't know. It's a computer. It said take
You
a
kids
right.
bring any snacks?
But yes, I have a map. What do you think? Isn't this?
That's right. Paradise, baby.
Do yourself a favor. Get a room.
Winter's a blast, but there's a way to kick it up a notch. Hit the snow in a Dodge, the most powerful, longest-lasting line of trucks, with available Magnum V8 engines and shift-on-the-fly four-wheel drive systems. And now get 0% financing, or up to $3,000 cash allowance. Plus Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it. See your Dodge dealer today. Then go out and play.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing.
Feisty ball game here with number 2 Pittsburgh.
Feisty to say the least.
Oh yeah, number 6.
Oh man.
Number 2 Pittsburgh down by 6 to Georgetown.
Aren't you glad you are not out there on that floor? Oh my God. Take a look at this field goal percentage. Pittsburgh is only 13% today, normally 52% on the year, number 1 in the league.
Yep.
So credit Georgetown's defense on the Panthers in this game. Craig Esherick came in, his team very emotionally up.
Ready to play. They're 3rd in the conference in defense, 64 points a ball game, and that is weighing heavily right now on Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh having trouble against the zone a little bit too. They haven't been able to shoot well from the perimeter, and when they get it inside, their shots have been blocked.
Sweetney back in the game. Corner jump by Brown. A little long. Rebound Troutman. Troutman lost it. Almost stole it.
That is typical of what's happened to Pittsburgh in the paint. Georgetown either blocks the shot or they cramp around people and everybody gets action on the basketball. Very little inside game on the part of the Panthers in this one. And that man right there should provide some.
Well, Lett's back in the game. Pittsburgh shooting 1 for 8 with 6 turnovers. And 6 fouls, too. Here's Samnick up top for the Hoyas. Bethel with Samnick, Bowman, Riley, and Sweetney. Let's see if they feed the post and Sweetney. Zavatsky's got a big chore on his hands.
Remember when Zavatsky's job, Troy Murphy did a great job on him?
Yep.
He's their best post defender.
Blocked by Lett. Takes it away from Riley. Krauser in a hurry. He's got a man ahead. Krauser takes it off, and it goes! Maybe that'll be the jolt that Pittsburgh needs. It's 12-8. We got the student section immediately behind us here at midcourt, and they are making some noise. Riley in the paint. No, missed the iron. Rebound to Lett. Pitt trying to reassert itself, and here's Brown. Missed it. And a foul in the play. And it's against Pittsburgh. Looks like they got Zavatskis.
A blown opportunity like that in an easy, fast break can get people's heads down, and Pittsburgh has to prevent that from happening. Previous to that play, a fast break situation happened. A great block by Lett. And a terrific outlet. Krauser makes this basket. Notice how he keeps protection of the basketball, goes under the Hoya defenders on that particular play.
Delivered it with 2 hands, too.
Krauser's
he was
got
going
some
hard.
game.
Yep.
Pittsburgh struggling offensively, obviously, in this game. Only scored 8 points in about 10 minutes.
It'll be Riley that's going to the line. Riley, a very solid player. Junior guard out of Millersville, Georgia. 12 points, almost 3 boards again.
90% from the free throw line on the season.
Another rebound for Lett. Pittsburgh down 7-1 at one point, trying to close the gap. They're only down 4. Knight a deep 3. Bingo!
He was feeling that all the way down the floor, Dave. He was clapping his hands, yelling to Krauser to give it up.
29% from deep, but he makes a lot of big ones, and that certainly qualified. Here's Sweetney. Krauser came from behind. Page back in the game, gives to Krauser. Krauser will settle things down. The emotion's running high here at Pittsburgh. Knight wants it. He feels it. Rebound. Lett kept it alive, but Freeman brings it down. Bodies are flying. Page almost had a steal. Hoyas by one. In the corner, baseline jumper. Riley's good. He had a great look and buried it.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Riley is a guy who must shoot well for them to win big time, and he looks very in sync today.
32nd timeout called by Ben Howland. He didn't like the fact that Riley was so open on that offensive end. Georgetown with a 14-11 lead here at the 9:45 mark. Well, we've had a lot of happenings here in the first half. The lights go out, they come back on. We had a bench technical we thought was for Sweetney. It was a bench technical. Page turned an ankle. We had a double tech against Knight and Hall. And Pitt's gone 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes and change between goals.
Well, right here you talked about open shots on the part of Georgetown, and that is very uncharacteristic of Pittsburgh defense. That's a competitive young man that you see here. This is doubling down. They need to do this early and get turnovers like this. They were not doubling down early in the game. Sweetney had his way. That's a tactic they need to continue to use if they want to take care of Sweetney.
Good call. You had that. Early in the possession, they went after it. Coming up on 9.5.
Before he puts it on the floor, Dave. That's the thing. Once he puts it on the floor, or you come late on him, forget it.
Troutman's back in the game. Set a pick. They leave Krauser wide open. That's a 3 ball. Won't get it. And Bethel takes down the loose ball. And what do we got?
That's
a good call. Big was talking about he was the initiator on the play.
No question about that. Freeman pushed off, knocked Troutman away from the basket.
Greg Eschrich really not beefing that one too badly, because I think he had a good look at that.
You're going to see it right here. He just pushes Troutman out of the way.
It was a late fault, reaction by Troutman, who lost his balance. That was foul number 8 on the Hoyas, 1-1 in effect.
How about this guy? 74% from the field, 43% from the foul line.
Go figure that.
Think he's taking layups? I think so.
Oh, absolutely. He murdered Syracuse from about 6 feet in last week. Glad you could join us. An emotional Big East game. Number 2 Pittsburgh playing host to the Georgetown Hoyas. I'm Dave Simpson, Bob Wenzel. And sold out here at the brand new Petersen Events Center, 12,508. Not a ticket available for the entire season. Lane violation against Pittsburgh.
Well, I'll tell you what, you might see that with Troutman on the line. If your guy shoots 43%, chances are he's going to miss, so you want to get in there quick and tip it in.
I think Mr. Lett is playing those percentages.
Pitt's back in the game, playing better now.
Good heads out top. Here's Bethel. They enter the post. Here's Sweetney. Triple team. He still got the shot off. And a foul on the play. Ontario Lett saying, hey, how about a tie-up? But Lett's going to get called for the foul.
This is going to be a 1-and-1. This is a double down again. You have got to get to Sweetney early in the possession. Lett's doing his best to bump and grind. And right here, guys come in. Troutman and Knight come in to try to prevent the shot from getting off, which is what they should do.
Sweetney at the line. Pretty good free throw shooter, just under 70%.
Look at those numbers. Big time.
Outstanding performer, 28 career double-doubles, leading in the Big East. The next closest is Connecticut's Emeka Okafor. Drew Hall back in the game. He replaces Gerald Riley.
And you know what's good about Sweetney, too? His numbers are even better in Big East games.
Yep.
26 points and 12 boards in the 4 Big East games that Georgetown has played.
Hoyas by 4. They've led by as many as 6. Page came back a few minutes ago with Krauser and Knight. Lett and Troutman up front.
Page is their best perimeter shooter statistically.
Krauser takes a deep 3. Front rim. Loose ball. And they let him play. Hall comes up with it. Here's Tony Bethel coming up a nice scoring night on Monday against Rutgers. Into the post with Sweetney. Coleman's going to fire a 3. Oh, what a friendly team. You will take those kind of shots. Bowman just 6 for 30 now from 3-point range. Extends to the biggest lead, 7 points here for Georgetown.
Zone has been effective for Georgetown because Pitt is 2 for 9 from 3-point range so far. Zavac is the best along with Page. He is not in the game presently.
They go inside and Lett. He beat the weak side help from Bowman. So Lett with the bucket. And for Lett, he's got 3.
Well, Lett and Troutman in the game at the same time. They are short, but physically strong post players.
Good job by Troutman. He set up Sweetney beautifully. He let him feel him and then backed up and then took the blow.
Exactly. Terrific play by Troutman.
Sweetney's foul. That'll be his second. 7:56 to go. Panthers trying to come from behind here at home. The number 2 team in the country, down by 5.
Boy. You from chefs like Arby's. Boy. You possess a rollie. Boy. Pepperoni, lots of cheese, make it ravioli. Please avoid or Chef Boyardee.
Check it out. Cheesy ravioli that tastes like pepperoni pizza. That's what you get with new Pepperoni Pizzazzaroli. It's positively pizza-rific. Thank goodness.
Or Chef Boyardee.
Try new cheesy burger too.
Winter's a blast, but there's a way to kick it up a notch. Hit the snow in a Dodge, the most powerful, longest-lasting line of trucks, with available Magnum V8 engines and shift-on-the-fly four-wheel drive systems. And now get 0% financing or up to $3,000 cash allowance. Plus Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it. See your Dodge dealer today. Then go out and play.
This shot for the cup and a piece of hurling history. What must be going through that young man's head? Has he got what it takes to be a champion?
Welcome back, everybody. Number 2, Pittsburgh trailing Georgetown 19-14. Always did a great job getting out on top with a 7-1 lead. Right now we take a look at the ConAgra Foods Big East standings. Pittsburgh picked first in the West Division. Georgetown picked to finish second in the division. So Georgetown, a little bit of work to do, but we are so early in the season. But these games really count. How about the young Villanova ball club?
Villanova 5-0 in the league, but Georgetown played at Duke, at Virginia, so they've done a very good job of taking it on the road. Connecticut losing a couple of games in a row, which is highly unusual for them. And of course, Pittsburgh, as you mentioned, the number 2 team in the nation, the only loss that they've suffered so far at Georgia, 79-67 earlier.
That was back on New Year's Eve. Here's Lett facing up. Won't go. And a foul. Looks like it's going to be Brown or Troutman. And it's Troutman.
Well, I think frustration is setting in a little bit for the Panthers, Dave. Okay, they're not getting shots to go down right now. That was a pretty good look by Lett from the free throw line. Easy jumper. People getting a little frustrated, trying to go after it on the offensive boards. This is the time where coaches contemplate change of strategy or change of personnel. And so far, Georgetown happy with the way things are going. Pittsburgh struggling at the offensive end. They need shooting in the game or to pick up their defense and go a little bit more full court.
Cortland Freeman, 63% at the line, knocks down the first. That last foul is on Troutman as Riley comes in for Hall. And Troutman's going to leave for Zavotskis in that Pittsburgh lineup. The Panthers playing some good ball. They've won 5 straight, 16 straight home games, 10 here at Petersen, a brand new facility, and all 13 straight Big East Conference regular season games.
Well, that's saying a lot. 13 straight Big East games, regular season. They lost to Connecticut in the Big East final in overtime at Madison Square Garden. That was a good one. Zavotskis should provide a little bit more offensive punch. Jerron Brown, not usually, usually Jerron Brown is the glue kind of guy, gets a lot of tip-ins and those kind of baskets. Won at Georgetown with a tip-in last year at the MCI Center. Has not done much tonight. The height and length of Georgetown stymieing Jerron Brown a little bit.
He hasn't had a lot of touches. I think he's put up one shot. Ooh, Lett threw it right to Bethel. Bethel had a pick right there. 9 on the shot clock for Pittsburgh. And that length in that back line is tremendous.
It really is.
Coleman and Wilson and Cortland Freeman.
They're doing a great job in there defensively, covering lanes.
Knight 1 for 4. Page, a deep 3. Won't go. Knight, can he save it? He does, but right to, and it runs over one of the big money patrons here. Bethel, 3 up top. Can't get it, and look out. Boxing out, Gene Maggi with a call. Looks like they got Wilson. If it's Wilson, it's his 3rd.
Well, what's happening right now is the officials are concerned about the aggressiveness of this game. They are giving a quick whistle right now on offensive board work. Players need to realize that and adjust. Lots of small touches are being called right now in this game.
And Craig Esherick sees his big man, Wesley Wilson, pick up his 3rd foul at the 6:53 mark.
And Sweetney, of course, with 2 as well.
Wide right on that one by Ontario 11. Here comes Victor Semnick, who'll replace Wilson. So probably undoubtedly the last we see of Wilson here in the first half. Let's a leading rebounder. He and Troutman actually lead the ball club. And both of those free throws were wide right. 21-14. Georgetown. Hoyas have led all the way.
Fouling, not a bad strategy for Georgetown against weak free throw shooters. They're almost better having them on the line than having them take shots in the lane.
Riley will deal a 3. Back rim. And knocked out of bounds by Let Semnick. No, it's going to be, they're going to give Semnick that he knocked it out. Okay.
Let's slap the ball and Semnick touch it last as it went out. I like Georgetown's strategy now. They're going to try to go with a different kind of press. It was 2-2-1 with nobody guarding the inbounder. Now they might trap a little bit out of it.
When you had to play against Georgetown, how many presses did John Thompson and Esherick run at?
They had 4 different kinds of presses. And you know what the biggest thing was? They had Iverson. And Iverson was like 7 guys.
That's exactly right. They got Riley for the foul. Way out front, Riley picked up the foul. It's his 2nd. A lot of folks in foul trouble. You got Sweetney with 2, Riley with 2, Wilson with 3.
We used to practice when we played Georgetown, and other teams did this.
Put 9 on the floor?
Yeah, put 7 on the floor. Put 7 defensive guys on the floor and play that way. Brandon Knight, really competitive flow starting to go with him.
Oh, yeah.
Getting annoyed at people hacking away at him. In his last game, remember, Knight had no points for Ben Howland's team against Syracuse, and they still won by 13.
Well, that was a game where he got caught by a pick and suffered a concussion and missed significant time on the line. Matter of fact, talking to Pittsburgh people at Pittsburgh, they thought the game was going to turn there, and Pittsburgh increased its lead.
Free throw shooting, fighting Pittsburgh right now.
4 of 9, they missed their last 4 at the line. 6:10 to go here in the first half.
This kid can handle. Bowman, 6'7", long, 6'8", but he can handle a basketball.
Freeman with a pull-up. Partially blocked. I think Let got a piece of it. Knight taking it all the way. Looking for the contact, and he got it. Smart play by the senior Brandon Knight. Challenging that defense and taking it right to the basket. Take a look at the top 25 scores. ESPN USA Today, top 25, brought to you by Ameritrade. Duke trying to rebound from a spanking at NC State, taking on a good Georgia Tech ball club.
Well, you say spanking, you were at that game. Yeah. How did they get spanked so well?
They, North Carolina State spread them and drove on them and really put that game away the last 8 minutes.
Well, finally, Pittsburgh makes a free throw. And Georgetown is wise to continue fouling when they get in a bad posture, because the free throw shooting is biting Pittsburgh badly right now. Riley missed 5 out of 6.
Riley on the rebound after the miss by Knight. The foul was on Cortland Freeman, his first. 9 fouls on Pittsburgh, 10 on the Hoyas. 21-15. Tony Bethel knocked away Knight. He stole it. They got numbers. Knight for Let, fumbled it, and out of bounds on Pittsburgh. Here's a wasted opportunity. Boy, it was a well-run fast break as he stopped at the foul line, which you preach all the time.
That's the preach. But the pass was a little bit low. Let couldn't handle it. Now their stick-to-itiveness on defense is going to be challenged.
A turnover by Pittsburgh. Coming up on 5 minutes to go. Riley blocked by Let. That's another one, and Zavakis takes over. Pittsburgh, Knight, change of pace. Wow, what a send back there by Cortland Freeman.
I'm telling you, frustration level is at a high point right now for Brandon Knight, as well as the rest of the Pitt Panthers. You got to admire their defensive tenacity. They're staying with it. But Georgetown, every time somebody takes the ball to the basket, nothing comes up. We get a block at this end, and then we get another block at the other end.
28 on the shot clock as we come back to live action. And off the ball. A lot of clutching and grabbing here. They get Riley.
Aren't they playing the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, this is a precursor to that game. This is offensive and defensive line play that we're seeing right here.
Either that or get a hockey penalty box in here. Look at the block shots. 4 for Georgetown. Hoyas 5th nationally in blocks.
Well, this is a guy who can make free throws right here.
Very consistent. Almost 78%. Riley will take a seat.
Frequent substitutions are a Georgetown trademark, with John Thompson and Craig Esherick as well.
Zavatsky's 5th on Pittsburgh's all-time free throw list. Good trip for him. 21-17, coming up on 5 minutes to go, first half. Pittsburgh has trailed from the get-go with 7-1 Georgetown. Hoyas with the lead right now. Mike Sweetney on the bench in foul trouble. Riley on the bench in foul trouble. Entry pass to get to Freeman. Freeman goes for the reverse. Well done. Cortland Freeman, co-captain out of Myrtle Beach, has 4 points and 4 rebounds last year. Playing about 12 minutes per game.
Sophomore High School in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He is long and lean.
Pittsburgh on the afternoon. Can you believe this is worth 4.5 minutes? Has just 4 field goals.
That's pretty amazing. They should be being blown out, but because their defense is stellar, they're keeping themselves in the game.
Page a little strong. Zavatskis and Freeman locked up. No call. They let him play. Here's Bethel in a hurry. Down low, Samnick. Samnick driving the ball to the hole. Foul by Lett. Sound strategy by Georgetown. Going right after the big people.
The substitutes, Bowman, Freeman, not Bowman, but Freeman and Samnick, they are going to them in the post. And with Sweetney out, maybe a little let up on the part of Pittsburgh's post players.
2 fouls on Lett. Torrey Morris ready to come back in. Puts Victor Samnick at the line. Out of Cameroon in Africa with the Newport Prep.
Was in Cameroon this summer, visited his family. Went over there this summer, he enjoyed that.
They always have a good contingency from the African continent. I can remember one of my favorite players, Boubacar Al, years ago.
Great defender. Long.
Zavatskis with the rebound. Knight had Krauser up court in a hurry. Didn't see him. Knight.
The great thing for Georgetown, they're maintaining the lead with Sweetney out.
Rebound Bowman. He beats Zavatskis on the miss. Bowman's going to take it all away. Partially blocked. Knocked out of bounds. Bodies all over the place. Knight and Samnick got tied up. And it's going to be Pittsburgh ball. We got a timeout here with the 3:46 mark. And Georgetown with a 7-point lead. The Hoyas have led all the way. It's been a lot of block party today by the Hoyas. Back with more in a moment.
Winter's a blast, but there's a way to kick it up a notch. Hit the snow in a Dodge, the most powerful, longest-lasting line of trucks, with available Magnum V8 engines and shift-on-the-fly four-wheel drive systems. And now get 0% financing or up to $3,000 cash allowance. Plus Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it. See your Dodge dealer today. Then go out and play.
Introducing the 7-Up Parade Balloon. It's going to make people want the refreshing taste of 7-Up. And it's completely realistic. I even gave it a pull tab.
David, slow down. This is definitely the wrong road. Would you turn up the heat? We're gonna get lost like last time. Now I'm boiling back here, just in case you're interested. We should have been there an hour ago. You never should have married him. Why are you stopping? Where are you going?
Ford Explorer with a folding third row seat that disappears, which at times can come in pretty handy.
David, check the map. We're still on the wrong road.
Now get a new Explorer 4x4 for only $349 a month.
David, I'm hungry.
Enjoying this one, 24-17 Georgetown over number 2 Pittsburgh. And now we take this opportunity to look at the Guinness game summary Look at the field goal percentages. While Georgetown is not great, look at Pittsburgh.
20%, and they are shooting 52%. Number 1 in the Big East Conference field goal percentage. So very uncharacteristic of Pittsburgh. Credit the Hoyas defense, both the press and the zone. Both providing very, very good dividends for Craig Esherick's team.
Page, Knight, and Krauser, each of them shooting 1 for 5 from the field.
Bethel's got 7 points. He had 20 in their last game against Rutgers and 20 against Pittsburgh the last time in Pittsburgh.
Knight trying to turn the corner, gives to Page. Krauser's out there, so another 3-guard, 4-guard attack, although Brown more of he's a swing man. And Torrey Morris is the big man, and there's a 3, and bodies all over the place. What did they get? Looked like Sandvik knocked down Torrey Morris. So Knight's 3 counts, and now a chance for 2 more for Pittsburgh. This is a 4-point game.
Brandon Knight, the preseason player of the year, conferring with his coach, and he, the last several times, has been very angry going up and down the court and showed his determination. I told you he makes threes at a low rate, but when they need him, he makes them. And they needed this one badly.
Torrey Morris is 48% from the line.
Brandon Knight shooting 29% for the year from 3-point range. But when his team needs him, he steps up big time.
Pittsburgh 7 out of 14 at the line. That is dreadful.
That's enough to get you deep.
Oh! And a lane violation. Got to give him another opportunity. Panthers on the season overall 61.4. That's next to last overall in the conference. In conference play, 54-7. That is dead last.
I think Ben Howland tries to ignore that and tries not to talk about it too much.
It doesn't seem like there's a heck of a lot going on. I know when we saw him a couple of weeks ago against Rutgers, said, hey, during practice, everybody makes it. Coming up on 3 minutes ago, low scoring game, 24-20, Georgetown. Hall inside doing this lead without Mike Sweetney. Sandvik lost it. Pittsburgh with another opportunity. Here's Knight. They'll take it all the way. Finger roll, short, tip, Brown, tip, Morris. Morris kept it alive. Morris trying to go to the basket. Foul, Georgetown. They went right at Cortland Freeman. And Cortland Freeman picks up his second.
Gene Monty, the official, stepped in as soon as that foul was made. You know, as he raised his fist to call the foul, stepped right between the 2 players. The official's very concerned about the physicalness of this game.
Veteran crew, too.
And it's good that they're here. Yeah, lots of action around the glass. Wow. What you would expect in the Big East. Morris has now missed 3 straight free throws.
That'll get into your head. I did the the Villanova St. John's game about 10 days ago. Those 2 teams combined for 48 for 80. We're in the neighborhood here. 13 for 26. A lane violation there. They're going to wipe it out? Yep, wipe it out.
Right here, they're going to discuss.
Timmy had one view, and Corbett had another. So they wipe it out. Yeah, they're going to say lane violation. Jerron Brown got in there too soon.
This is one of those deals right here where both guys go. See how both guys went?
Yeah. I think Brown was first by a hair.
Offside.
Yeah, that's right. 24-20. Georgetown in the lead. Look at his defense and a hold. Well, a hand checking. Real subtle. He thought he was going to get away with it, but that far out, Timmy Higgins wouldn't let him go.
40 feet away from the basket. That's a call that you don't usually see. But because of the nature of this game and how aggressive it is, you're going to see that call.
Foul on Knight.
Players have to adjust, Dave.
First foul on Brandon Knight sends Drew Hall to the line. Hall, a real good free throw shooter, 89%.
Didn't Brandon have a technical?
Believe he did. That'd be a second. You're right. The double tech at the 12:44 mark. Very good. The second foul on him.
And that's the thing about those technical fouls. Kids don't think, you know, they count. They count towards your personal foul total.
6-point lead for the Hoyas. Their early lead, and now the defense has been outstanding.
I love the intensity of this game. This is great intensity.
Krauser over the top. He hits. So Krauser, 25%. makes it a 3-point game. Pittsburgh, 7 out of 16 at the line, 9 turnovers, shooting just 6 of 24 from the field.
You know what I think Pittsburgh needs to do? Shoot before they get fouled. Because they're not making any free throws.
What about Georgetown right now? They've looked pretty large here with Sweetney on the bench.
They have. They are happy to be where they are right now, believe me.
Faulkner in the game. Rare opportunity for him. 7 on the shot clock. Bethel. That goes!
Oh, my.
Tony Bethel, my goodness. He saw he was going to get fouled, leaned in, and went glass.
Bethel is a skinny guy, and taking it in this kind of territory is very unusual for him. Great left-hand dribble. Pushes off a little, but gets away with it. 3 guys converge on him, still uses the glass to get it in. This is a great shot. Degree of difficulty, very high.
3-point play for Tony Bethel, the sophomore from Fort Washington, Maryland. 29-23. Craig Escherick and Georgetown leading the number 2 team in the country. Glad you could join us for Big East basketball. Dave Sims and Bob Wenzel with you. Hoyas have led from the very outset, coming up on a minute and a half to go first half.
The 2 words about this game, intensity and defense. On the part of both teams, the intensity. Defensively, Georgetown's been spectacular.
That rebound off the long hoist by Knight. There's J.J. Redick range. J.J. Redick from Duke the other night, Wednesday, took a shot from the hash mark. Matter of fact, took 2 of them and swished both. Approaching a minute to go. Bowman going baseline. Knight 2 for 8 on the field this afternoon. Mari Faulkner in the game, 6'5" junior from Memphis, Tennessee. Final minute, first half. Bowman looking for room. He's got 8 on the shot clock. Here's Hall, offensive foul. He put the shoulder down. Drew Hall picks up his second.
Despite the fact of going 2 for 8 from the field, Brandon Knight staying with the defensive end of the floor. And plays like this are why this is the number 2 team in the nation. They're not getting it done on offense, but still working the other end of the floor strongly.
He moved his feet beautifully to get in position defensively. 29-23 is the score with 51-4 to go. Stay with us. We've got our ESPN Plus halftime report coming your way. We'll check out the Dodge Tough Player of the Week. A look at the Big East Wire, some interesting developments there, and stats and highlights of this first half. And no, we will not show all the missed free throws.
That is not a highlight. I would say that would be a low light.
On our Ameritrade scoreboard, other action coming up in the Big East. 8th-ranked Connecticut hosting Villanova, and number 12 Notre Dame at Boston College.
2 of the better freshmen in the league that we preview at halftime will be in that one. Craig Smith of Boston College and Taryn Francis for Fighting Irish.
Is really tough to deal with. He is an outstanding low box player. 16-second differential shot clock, game clock. Pittsburgh down 6. They go to Torrey Morris and hammers one down with Samuel. Torrey Morris gets on the board. His first field goal. Georgetown going to go for the final shot here as the game clock and shot clock is synced up.
This is vital right here for Georgetown. Georgetown will get the ball at the start of the second half. So if they can score here and then score at the start of the second half, possible 4 points without Pittsburgh even touching the basketball.
8 seconds. Bethel, pretty good one-on-one player. Boy, he got the step. Had it stripped. And Jerron Brown tried to give it up. Here's Georgetown. They get another shot and a foul right before the final whistle.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's on Knight. That's a big, big development. That's his 3rd foul. And that comes with, it came with about 0.2 of a second left. Happened right in front of the Pittsburgh bench.
Pittsburgh defended it well. The ball went to the floor. And when Jerron Brown had it, he should have just held it and let the half end. Some discussion with both coaches.
They're going to check out, go to the replay and see what the timing was.
Yep.
With the clock.
1.1 as you're looking at it.
Yeah, there couldn't have been a heck of a lot of time left. Here it is, the final. Take a look at it, the final 5 seconds. There's Brown trying to advance the ball. Yeah, there was time left on the clock.
Yeah, there was.
There's absolutely.
.2 left.
Absolutely. I took a guess and figured it would be .1. It was .2. So he'll shoot this for sure.
Well, you are right. This is a very bad set of events for Pittsburgh right here. We'll show it to you once again. The issue is whether the foul was made before the clock expired. And right here, it's not on this play, but as the ensuing play, Jerron Brown throws the ball away. And then Brandon Knight tried to avoid bumping into him and knocked into the Georgetown player. And as a result, will get his third foul. And we'll get free throws with the half ended.
So Amari Faulkner rarely gets a chance to play. Matter of fact, this is his first trip to the line. Played in 4 games, averaging about 2.5 minutes. Junior forward out of Memphis, Tennessee. First free throw.
This is pressure right here. A guy who hasn't played a lot, 12,000 people, unhappy. His teammates coming up to try to give him a little encouragement. But the half has been great for Georgetown to be ahead of the #2 team on the road, playing as great defense as they've played, with Sweetney with 2 fouls and on the bench for a lot of the half. Greg Eshwick has to be extremely pleased.
Well, Faulkner last year shot 5 of 18, and it comes up empty here. But as you mentioned, Georgetown will have the ball when we start the second half. Greg Eshwick still has some issues here.
Well, he sees Brandon Knight speaking to the official, and he doesn't like to have Brandon Knight there by himself, so he sent Beppel over to speak with the official as well. Brandon Knight extremely upset about the last play. Jamie Dixon trying to encourage him. He'll have time to settle down at halftime and expect him to come out with fire in the second half.
Fireworks, pretty much as expected. 29-25, Hoyas lead the #2 team in the nation. Our halftime coming your way right after this. Halftime, Georgetown with a lead here against #2 Pittsburgh as we take a look at the Hyundai first half highlights.
Despite only playing 11 minutes, Mike Sweetney 4 points in the first half. He averages 22. Beppel was the leading scorer for Georgetown, 8 points in the first half. And Ontario Lett, this is his only basket. Troutman had none in the first half. And the leader of the pack, Brandon Knight, goes 2 for 5 from 3-point range. But he has 3 fouls, and that spells trouble for Ben Howland and the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Brandon Knight picked up his third foul. His third foul, and final .002 left in the first half. And you can see by his demeanor, he's still not real pleased about that. Pittsburgh, winners of 5 straight, 16 straight home games. The last home loss they had, you have to go back to almost a year ago, January 12th. Notre Dame knocked off the Panthers at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse 56-53.
Well, in this game, with Brandon Knight on the bench to start the second half and Mike Sweetney in the game for Georgetown, we get a foul to start it.
And it's been that kind of game, boys and girls.
Oh, man.
Third foul on Julius Page.
Mike Sweetney will try to establish himself like he did early in the first half. They did not double-team him early, and then they did.
There's Lett. Lett thought he had a tie-up. That'll be his third. Boy, the foul's mounting up big time.
Composure on the part of that man is required right now. But more importantly, composure on the part of his players. They came quickly to double team.
And what a big shot that is by Riley after getting a couple of fouls. 31-25 now, Hoyas. Hoyas 0-3 on the road. They're 2-2, 4th place in the West Division. They were picked to finish second behind Pittsburgh in the West. Krauser, Zavatskis, Lett with Julius Page and Jerron Brown starting.
Lett giving away 6 inches right here and takes it to Wilson.
Well, he's going to take it to Wilson too because Wilson has 3 fouls.
And what was good about that possession, Dave, is Lett had it the first time and gave it up and then reposted. Took his time, good offensive possession. One of few for Pittsburgh in this game.
Ooh, off the top of the Georgetown player. And that could have been the 4th foul on Lett. There's a break there for Pittsburgh.
Well, right here, you're going to get guys collapsing on the basketball. Both Brown and Lett get a piece of it. And fortunately for Pittsburgh, they retain possession.
Pittsburgh has trailed the entire game by as many as 7 points. Very physical, offensively sloppy game in the greater part of the first half. A lot of fouls.
Nice recovery by Georgetown. There were 2 possible shots for Pittsburgh.
Krauser looking for a shot. Got a layup out of it. Boy, he was in big jeopardy at the foul line. Wound up getting a layup.
Characteristic of Pittsburgh basketball. Share the ball. Wait till the best possible shot. Work that time.
Krauser's got 5. Zavotskis deflected, gets the steal, maintains possession. 31-29. They can take the lead with a 3. A tie. Here's Krauser off the glass, and we're tied. But they're going to wipe it off. A foul before.
They are not liking that in Pittsburgh country. Timmy Higgins with the call said he was fouled beforehand. Krauser, what a great left hand. He's a right-handed player. About 7 dribbles with his left hand. Knows where he is on the floor. Nice play by the freshman.
Tony Bethel to foul his first.
Dave, Pittsburgh is the only team that does not start a freshman. And of course, Krauser, the freshman who plays for them. A very, very experienced team.
Krauser up top, gives to Page. Nothing doing for Lett. Page with 13 on the shot clock. Zavotskis, runner, he got hit. Matter of fact, he did the hitting. Offensive foul, says Ed Corbett. That'll be the 3rd on Zavotskis. The fouls are huge. Zavotskis with 3. Page with 3. Brendan Knight with 3. And ditto Ontario Lett. They've got 4 of their top 5 players in deep foul trouble.
Well, this is where the depth of the team will show whether it is good or not. Troutman in the game, going to play extended minutes. Had 23 against Syracuse in their last game.
And they get Troutman for the block. And for Troutman, guess what? That's his 3rd. So in the first 2:27, they get 3 players pick up their 3rd foul. So that was Page, Lett, and Troutman all pick up 3rd fouls, and look out. Tip ball. What a game this has turned out to be. Oh, man. It's so much on the line. Pittsburgh has won 3 of the last 4 against the Georgetown Hoyas. That after losing 4 or 5.
Dave, this is only the 5th league game.
Yep.
What's going to happen when they play again?
Troutman, quick release. Nice feed by Krauser. Scores tied at 31.
That's the 74% man.
First tie. Bethel down the lane. He got hit hard, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Ontario Lett. His 4th.
Devon Troutman knows how to move well without the basketball and usually finds seams. And when he does, he puts the ball in the basket quickly.
And now, as you would expect, a whole bunch of verbalizing by both of these clubs.
Well, Lett gets the foul. Bethel jumps sideways. Both teams getting into it verbally with one another. Officials stepping in to prevent anything from escalating too much.
Georgetown leads this series in Big East play 25-13. Pittsburgh won both games last year.
A message is being sent by the officials that they are going to call this tightly. They call 4 fouls in the first 30 seconds of the second half. Unfortunately for Pittsburgh, all of them were on them. But Craig Esherick has his team in a good emotional framework.
Page, Lett, and Troutman all pick up fouls in the first 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Lett at the 17:04 mark. That's where we are right now.
Well, Torrey Morris is going to have to get in the game, really, because with all of these fouls and with Sweetney in the game, they're going to have to put somebody on him who's not going to have to get worried about fouls. So I would expect, well, here it comes. Morris is coming in the game right now. He needs to be defending against Sweetney. They can't afford Troutman to pick up his 4th.
Torrey Morris is in. Page, Troutman, Brown, Krauser, and Morris for Pittsburgh. Bethel, Sweetney, Bowman. Riley and Cortland Freeman for the Hoyas. Tony Bethel developing into a big-time player here. 33-31. Bethel's got 10 points, and that's team high. In fact, that's game high.
Despite all of the fouling, Pittsburgh was behind by 5 at halftime, and now they're behind only 2. With Brandon Knight on the bench, Zavatkis on the bench, Lett on the bench.
In terms of offense, I would imagine that they got to get Jerron Brown going. He was a non-factor in the first half, and ditto. Here's Brown almost on cue. Getting the friendly bounce. Jerron Brown, pretty dependable ball player. 9 points a ball game, and scores tied again. It's 33-all. And what happened? Torrey Morris knocked Cortland Freeman down. For Torrey Morris, that'll be his second foul. Bob, you ready to suit up because you may have to play.
Well, I'm in the backcourt. You're in the front court, my friend.
Man, oh man.
A familiar basket leads to a 2-point basket by
They weren't paying attention, and darting to the hole is Cortland Freeman for a deuce for the Hoyas. Hoyas back by 2. Make that Bowman. Pitt having its best shooting stretch of the game. They're 4 for 4 so far this half.
Well, there's offense in the game for Pittsburgh. You know, Brown can shoot the basketball reasonably well as he makes 2 in a row.
Almost on cue again. That's a 3, and there's the lead for the Panthers. 36-35, Big East basketball. We're at the Petersen Events Center here in Pittsburgh. Dave Sims and Bob Wentz. A lot of fouls in this one. Sweetney double team. Put back, no. Hanger on the rim is Cortland Freeman. It's Pittsburgh basketball. Brandon Knight among those on that Pittsburgh bench in foul trouble, but the Panthers have come back to take a 1-point lead. We'll take our first TV timeout, second half. It's Pittsburgh, number 2 in the land this week with a 1-point lead over Georgetown.
Air conditioning, V6 engine with automatic transmission, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, side airbags. Do I need those?
Look out!
Side airbags.
When you get a Hyundai Sonata GLS for just $18.94 plus America's best warranty, you win. Right now, get a 2003 Sonata GLS with 0 money down and 0 payments for 90 days.
There's something in your store that's really shaking things up. It's Banquet Homestyle Bakes. Why? Because now the original box dinner is packed with even more butterball chicken to go with those savory vegetables and that golden biscuit topping for a complete real meal. So you can bank on Banquet to give you even more chicken, more beef, or more turkey. Banquet Homestyle Bakes. It's all you need to pick up.
The male can often find himself in precarious situations.
It is funny.
So how many girls have you know? Seriously? Me too.
Okay. Great.
Rolling Rock beer. Grab a rock.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave Sims and Bob Wenzel with you. Number 2, Pittsburgh. First lead of the game at 36-35, thanks to Jerron Brown, who's come alive here in the second half. He went scoreless in the first half.
0 points in the first half, 2 consecutive possessions, makes 2 shots when everybody's wondering where the points are going to come from. A very tough customer, and a lot of people feel he is the glue to this team. Jerron Brown, Lexington, Kentucky. Signed with Kentucky out of high school, was going to go, but Patino left. Went to prep school and ended up here.
Bailed himself out right there. He jumped in the air. Luckily, Krauser was in the neighborhood.
Julius Page, also a possible guy to shoot from the perimeter, and they do have Troutman in the game. Pittsburgh, he's their main man close to the hoop.
Sorry about Pittsburgh in dire straits foul-wise. Page, Knight, Lett, Troutman, and Zavatkis all with 3 fouls. Shot clock running down. Page got too deep and bounced it off a Hoya leg. 5 on the shot clock as Brandon Knight comes back in.
Sometimes you wonder whether Pittsburgh in these situations are too unselfish. Brandon Knight with 3 fouls. They passed up several shots in the last couple of possessions that were makeable kind of shots for them.
Anything inside 15, you should be able to knock it down. Pushing that 4 count, 5 count. Troutman got fouled. And he's got a chance to extend this Pittsburgh lead.
That was a great pass. The out-of-bounds situation. Jerron Brown really kept his head. Nobody open. Through the over-the-top pass.
Riley's 3rd foul, so we check out the Rolling Rock shooting the rock. And the numbers are even right now, percentage-wise.
Well, not good percentages, but both teams playing a little bit better in the second half. I think you have to credit the defense of both teams with this, Dave. They've really done a tremendous job.
Brought to you by Rolling Rock. Grab a rock. Full house here at the Petersen Events Center, 12,508. Tony Bethel gets a seat. Drew Hall and Riley are back in.
Riley is a guy who can provide scoring punch. Made a jumper near the end of the half to really help out. Troutman. They're going to have to rely on him for a lot of straight minutes here. That free throw looks pretty good for a guy who shoots 43%.
He emerged in the Big East semifinals against Boston College last year.
First possession of zone. Why? Because they're in foul trouble. They feel it will help them stay out of foul trouble. And they will have 2 and 3 guys on Sweetney when he touches it.
Bowman over the top, trying to loosen things up. Rebound, Morris had it, lost it. They battle for it. Riley wins it. Hoyas 4-on-2. Bowman got hit. They let him play. Sweetney lost it. Here's Brown. Knight back the other way. Knight, nice lead for Jerron Brown. Leads for Troutman. Stole goal right play. And a foul. Pittsburgh Panthers on the run. The 6th leading scoring team in the Big East. Best looking break of the day, Bob.
Fantastic play right here. The emotions are flying. Watch the action around the basket. Jerron Brown makes that play by stealing it away from Sweetney. And the rest was pretty.
Largest lead for the Panthers. They trailed by as many as 7, several occasions in the first half. Here's Troutman. Free throw stick, 3-point play, 41-35 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh in foul trouble, but they have come back offensively here in the early stages of the second half.
Tactics right here. The zone. Second time they've used it all night. First time came up all right.
They got a Freeman. They cut him off. Bethel left alone. Layup. Got it.
Great execution by the Hoyas. Got the ball to what we call the short corner. And then weak side. Nobody was covering.
The senior, Cortland Freeman, one of the co-captains, with that delivery. Knight's got to be careful on his penetrations to the hoop. He's got 3 fouls. Here's Julius Page.
Brown looks fatigued to me a little bit. He's been carrying the team in the absence of Brandon Knight.
Knight leads from Morris. Troutman ended up with it, and he fumbled it away. Here comes Georgetown. Hoyas down 4. Riley trying to get something back. Not this time, and out of bounds. That's on the record.
Wow, what action.
Cortland Freeman limping, and he'll get a blow right now. Wesley Wilson comes back in. He's playing with 3 fouls. Wilson with 3. Drew Hall with 2. And Sweetney with 1. Riley has 3 fouls. The only guy, Wilson and Riley, the only 2 with 3 fouls on the Georgetown club. And in foul trouble.
Both teams are fatigued right now. When you get a lot of action on the boards and bodies banging, it tends to fatigue.
Timeout, Georgetown.
You mentioned his dunk at the MCI Center 2 years ago. There's a photo of it in the Pittsburgh basketball office. They might take a snapshot of this one also.
13-17, a long way to go. Knight saw this one all the way. Page got behind the defense and throws it down. 43-37, number 2, Pittsburgh.
You're 34, sweetheart. You should be thinking about your future.
Mom, I've been investing.
Oh, please.
I bought EMI.
You bought EMI? You own EMI, the music company? Well, I am so proud of you.
You want a piece of my heart? Oh, baby, start from the start. You want to be in the show? Come on, baby, let's go. Everybody's working for the weekend. You don't know how many times I wish that I could hold you. Don't you make my brown eyes.
Ownership. It's for everybody at Ameritrade. Everything you need to trade, from real-time streaming quotes to 24/7 client services, all for $10.99. Every online equity trade, no matter how many shares you buy. Join the thousands who switch to Ameritrade every month. Ameritrade, what's your share? Open an account today at Ameritrade.com and get 25 commission-free internet equity trades. And you could be trading the same day you apply.
How much is the Hyundai Elantra with automatic transmission and air conditioning?
Under $13,000.
Shut up. What if I want power windows, locks, and mirrors?
Same price.
Shut up. And front and side airbags?
Same price. Please don't hit me.
The Hyundai Elantra GLS for just $12,794. When you get more than you'd expect, including America's best warranty, you win. Right now, get a 2003 Elantra GLS with 0 money down and 0 payments for 90 days.
They're rocking here at Pittsburgh. Number 2, Panthers, 43-37. Look at the setup by Knight.
Well, I'll tell you, this was a set play coming down the floor. They knew that they were going to try this. A look one way and an accurate pass, and of course the leaping part. So nice to see. Julius Page, the best leaper on this team. Second half, picking up 7 for 7 in the second half. Doesn't get any better than that.
3 for 3 at the line. An 18-6 6-minute run by the Pittsburgh Panthers. Long rebound Knight. One man to beat. Knight with 3 fouls. Got to be careful. Lost it. Oh, they get a foul. If it's on Riley, it's his fourth. It's Drew Hall they get.
Well, you have to admire the pursuit of Craig Esherick's team. A long rebound enabled Brandon Knight to get down the floor, but they came after him and prevented a layup.
So 4 fouls on Hall now. Drew's going to have to be careful. Pittsburgh by 6. Biggest lead the Panthers have had all day. They trailed by 7 several times in the first half.
They are much better when they're ahead because their patience becomes more of a factor. When they're behind, they were struggling for a while.
Page gives it to Knight. Oh, that would have gone. He got it up and double tipped.
Yes, that's right. I've seen you hit a golf ball like that, but that's illegal when you do that. You hit it twice.
And I take the stroke.
Pittsburgh starting to dissect the zone a little bit better than they did in the first half. Obviously perfect from the field in the second half so far. And Troutman's been a man inside.
Fallon Sweetney is third. Troutman redshirted as a freshman.
He's got a nice stroke.
He sure does. He's 6'7", 235. They bring in Owens and Samnick, replacing Wilson and Riley in that Georgetown lineup.
Troutman from Williamsport, PA. Isn't that where the Little League deal is held every year?
Big time AP, big school, first team All-State. Good free throw. And Troutman scoring with 10 points. 12:34 to go. 45-37, an 8-point lead for Pittsburgh.
Part of the reason the lead has come this way is the use of zone by Pittsburgh.
Tony Bethel let it slip through his hands. Big turnover by the Hoyas. And Panthers now up by 8 can go to a double-digit lead on this possession.
Pittsburgh thinks of themselves as a half-court man-to-man defensive team. But the zone has been extremely effective in the second half.
Georgetown with a 29-25 lead at the half. Pittsburgh has stormed back despite having many players in foul trouble. Page opening, Knight inside. Knight drop pass.
What a pass by Knight! You can see why he's one of the nation's leading assist players. What body control and vision. He gets in here among a lot of dark jerseys and finds his man. And credit Troutman with getting the ball in the basket. Wow.
Shooting 74% because he's able to get through. He can power his way through fouls like that. Samnick with the foul is second. Troutman 7 for 7 at the line. The rest of the team is 6 for 15. So a big bailout day provided for Pittsburgh by setting Troutman an 11-point lead.
Troutman played great against Syracuse in their last game as well. 23 points, 10 for 12 from the field. Coming of age,
Georgetown in some trouble here. Here's Owens, pull-up jumper, friendly roll. Seen a couple of those today. 48-39, and Owens with his first bucket. And a foul on the play. Looks like they got Troutman, and if they did, that's his fourth.
Oh my. Troutman trying to position himself coming down the floor. And 4 fouls means that Zavatkis will return and give them some perimeter shooting.
11:34 to play. Troutman 12 points in the second half. Pittsburgh with the lead right now. We'll take a timeout.
The male can often find himself in precarious situations.
It is funny.
So how many girls have you know? Seriously? Me too.
Okay. Great.
Rolling Rock beer. Grab a rock.
Visit your local BMW center for a test drive.
The best of college basketball happens at Madison Square Garden. I'll never forget beating Syracuse by 1 point for the Big East Championship in '86. I always loved playing on the Garden Court. Be there for the next great moment.
It's college hoop crunch time at Madison Square Garden. Don't miss these great Red Storm matchups. On February 26th, it's Boston College. On March 2nd, Coach K and Duke invade the Garden. And on March 6th, it's a showdown with Rutgers. For great seats, call Ticketmaster. College Hoops is presented by Dreyfus.
Welcome back, everybody. Big East basketball coming to you from the Petersen Events Center on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. And a high-intensity game here with the #2 Panthers coming from behind, down 29-25 at the half, now with a double-digit lead, actually with a 9-point lead now. They got it to 11 at one point. Brandon Knight playing with 3 fouls.
3 fouls, right, with 0.2 seconds to go in the first half, picked up his third, and now has been very sound in his passing.
I think we're going to see the Mike Sweetney show coming up here as Samnick gets in trouble. Gets it back outside. Bowman, plenty of time to clock. They go back door. Nice play by Bowman on the reverse. Delivered by Owens. Well done. Good combo there. 48-41.
Full court pressure by the Hoyas to try to get themselves back in the game.
Knight with the left-hand dribble. Bounce it off his leg. Good pressure defensively by the Hoyas. Bethel back the other way. Bethel will fire a 3. They left him alone. Back rim. Kept alive Brown. Samnick went off the Zavatkis knee.
One of the problems with Troutman out of the game and Zavatkis in is your rebounding might not be as good in zone. There are no man-to-man blockout responsibilities in zone.
Bowman lays it up. Good pass by Owens. That combo works again as he came in the back door.
That's the second time that Pittsburgh has fallen asleep in the zone on the out-of-bounds plays.
Look at this pressure. Knight gives it up. Here's Bowman again. Here come the Hoyas. They had a chance to cash in.
2 turnovers in a row by Brandon Knight, uncharacteristic of his play.
Bowman's got 12 points. He's provided a spark here for the Hoyas. 10:25 to go. Sweetney hasn't been much of a factor. Sweetney on the game with just 4. Sweetney with just 4 points. They go inside Bethel and he scores. Tony Bethel. Tony Bethel closes the gap again. What was an 11-point lead down to 3.
Well, what's happened, Brandon Knight has not played well the last 3 possessions. He's had 2 turnovers and did not defend his man well on that pick situation. Bethel going all the way to the basket.
And Terry Olette going to come in. There's a big-time pick on Bethel. Torrey Morris got it pinned by Samnick for a foul. Well, if you're Georgetown, you figure 9:51 to go. Your lead horse, Mike Sweetney, only 4 points. He does have 3 fouls, but you're still within distance.
Oh, no
well
question.
within this game.
Well, they got to get the ball to Sweetney, and they haven't been able to do so. Last year, he was only 1 for 5. This is a very difficult pass that Knight made here. Morris has been anemic from the free throw line in this game.
Torrey Morris trying to add to an 8-0 run. He's 0 for 4 at the line. We're talking about Sweetney's last game in Pittsburgh was at Fitzgerald, January 26th of last year. Sweetney just 6 points, 34 minutes. He went 1 for 5. Bethel had 20 points. And Wilson had 10 in Pittsburgh's 67-56 win.
Well, collapsing zone defense is what did it that night. And in the second half, that's likely to be the strategy, although they are man-to-man this time.
Under 10 to play. Hoyas down by 3. Both teams with 17 fouls, so 1-1 and affected both ends. Sandler takes it all the way, way too hard off the board. Boy, there's a missed opportunity there. Rebound goes to Pittsburgh. Trying to add to an 8-0 run. Kick ball, new pot for Pittsburgh as Ontario Lett's going to return to the game. Lett picked up his 4th foul in the first 2:27. We got Hall and Riley back in. Owens and Bethel will take a seat, and Carl Krauser also joins.
Morris did a very, very fine job when he was in there. He centered the zone, played big in the zone, and defended well. Krauser played well when he was in also. He's back in.
42 fouls today. Krauser. That was left. Oh, he missed the chippy right at the basket. He was right there. He did a great job to clear it out. There's an opportunity for the Hoyas. Down by 3, coming up on 9 minutes to go. Sweetney with just 4 points. Riley over the top. Riley hits for 3. And the score is tied at 48. Timeout, Pittsburgh.
Great run by the Hoyas. Combination of some pressing defense. Got 3 turnovers, some drives to the basket. And they are doing this without Mike Sweetney's involvement very much. Right here we see Sweetney coming out to set a screen. He does it for Riley. And that's not where he is most effective, but giving himself up for his teammate. Nice team play on the part of the Hoyas.
Hoyas coming in off a Monday win against Rutgers, 76-66. Sweetney had 27 points and 13 boards. As we check out the Ameritrade scoreboard with the ESPN USA Today Top 25. Good matchup here. Look at Kansas leading Arizona 42-24. Illinois leading and Duke pulling away from Georgia Tech.
Well, the ramifications of the Kansas-Arizona game are as Pittsburgh hangs on here and wins this game and Arizona loses, it's conceivable that Pittsburgh could be rated the #1 team in the country.
Why not? #2 is standing right now. Imagine if you made that announcement right now here in the building. There's a run by Georgetown to get right back in it after a Pitt 7-0 run.
The number of fouls being called has diminished drastically. The players have adjusted to the tightness with which the officials were calling it in the second half.
Zavatskis had it knocked away by Samnick with 12 on the shot clock as we were under 8.5 to play. Krauser leaves for Page. He got inside and he drew contact. He tried to lay that off. In fact, he's going to get 1-1 obviously at the very least.
I think he's going to get 2.
Yeah, 2 shots. Samnick's foul. And for Samnick, his 4th. Riley, let's see. Riley's got 3. Sweetney 3 fouls. Wilson with 3 fouls. Samnick with 4.
That's a lot of fouling going on.
Sure enough. Well, the rest of the team really not carrying the load for Pittsburgh at the line. Javon Troutman 7 for 7. The rest of the ball club 6 for 18.
6 for 18, that's 33%, isn't it, by my math? And Page normally very, very accurate from there.
75%. 1 out of 2. Breaks the tie, 49-48 Pittsburgh.
What Ben Howland has done with the fouls that you've been talking about.
Riley
again right here by Riley.
He set out just too aggressive when setting the pick on Zavatskis. He was there and then leaned into it for the 4th foul on Riley. Tony Bethel's going to have to hustle back into the game.
Well, what happens at ends of games, what Ben Howland is doing with his foul trouble is he is rotating his post players. So Troutman and Lett not in very much at the same time. He needs one of them to finish the game.
How about this? Bethel came in for Drew Hall, so Riley's going to stay in the game. 44 fouls combined, 29 turnovers. Zavatskis in and out. Lett wins that battle. Lett knocks it off the Sweetney.
That was a great, great play. Talk about hustle plays. Ontario Lett gets Pittsburgh to keep a possession that they should have lost. Great offensive rebound.
We're at our 8-minute TV timeout. We'll take a break. #2 Pittsburgh with a chance to move to #1, leading by 1 against Georgetown.
Lease a 3 Series now with all-wheel drive for $339 a month, only through February 28th.
Death has this grand design.
The end
What did you see?
is just the beginning.
Being alive after we were supposed to die caused a rift in Death's design.
On January 31st,
Now we have to fight this thing.
the next chapter
I control my life!
will leave you breathless. Final Destination.
I hope you're ready for this.
Rated R. Starts Friday, January 31st.
Bring on the flirtation. The wink, the hair flip, the crossing of the legs, the pouting of the lips, the innocent hair toss. I know you see me. I see you. The unbuttoned button, the giggle, the touch, the tease, heart beating, mind bending, brains failing, words escaping, hard to get, hard to handle, hard to keep up, and in some rare cases, a hard to believe encounter.
Bass. A taste for more.
1 point lead for the Pittsburgh Panthers, number 2 in the country this week. Carl Krauser's done a nice job off the bench. And time now. We'll take a look at the BMW ultimate drive of the game. And there's Ontario Lett's 4th block of the game, and it leads to this.
Full court, left-handed all the way down for Krauser using the glass. Terrific, terrific handle.
Back to live action. Samnick out-wrestles Jerron Brown. So here comes Georgetown with a chance to regain the lead. Owens and Sweetney, Bethel, Freeman, and Samnick on the floor for the Hoyas. They go to Sweetney, finds the open man. Good pass, open jumper. Freeman one-handed rebound, in traffic, leans in, can't get it, shot it short. Samnick gets a rebound. He's in trouble, and a foul. Let's see, we're gonna call a foul right here on Julius Page, and that'll be his fourth. There are, let's run down all the Pitt players in jeopardy. Page with 4, Knight with 3, 4 for Lett, 4 for Troutman, 3 for Zavatsky.
Well, that's a lot of guys with fouls, and what's happening right now is I don't quite understand why Pitt stays man-to-man. That is their staple, and of course that's what they're going to go to when it's a tough situation, but the zone was very, very effective. It limited, certainly, Sweetney, and also they didn't get hurt on the boards too badly.
Samnick 52% at the line, missed it. A 1-on-1 situation. Panthers still lead by 1. Troutman ready to come back in. They shake by Knight. He's in trouble. Goes inside. Brown misses the layup. Bodies entangled all over. Bethel in a hurry. Bethel switches gears down the lane. Leaves it for Owens. No. They keep it alive. Samnick will get a new clock. They go to Sweetney.
Georgetown really doing a great job on the offensive boards. Last 3 possessions, they've missed and kept it alive. Getting second and third opportunities.
Tony Bethel gets it in the corner to Owens. Nothing there. 6:40 to go.
Jerron Brown is guarding Sweetney.
Sweetney got hammered. He knocked down Lett, and Sweetney with his 6 point puts Georgetown back on top. They are letting them rock and roll in the paint.
Lombardi said fatigue makes cowards of us all. And there are 10 guys on the floor with fatigue right now.
No doubt about it. Here's Zavatsky. Lett with 4 fouls. They go inside. And Page got it to go. So Julius Page on the night with 8 points. Coming up on 6 minutes to go. Back and forth we go.
You gotta love this.
Number 2. Pittsburgh at home fighting for its life here. They have some significant streaks on the line. Bethel, what do we got?
I believe it's Knight.
I think it is Knight. Brandon thought he had got in there. So the 4th foul on Brandon Knight.
Well, stick-to-itiveness. This is not a good matchup. Brown trying to do his best against Sweetney. Sweetney knocks Lett over and says, I'm going to score anyway on this one. And at the end, a great pass by Lett underneath. The little guy elevates among the trees and gets it down. Julius Page. Knight with 4 fouls with 5 to go. Howland decides to leave him in the game. He is their leader.
5:51 to go. Bethel with a chance to put Georgetown back on top. What a dagger this would be if Georgetown can get out of here with a win. Their last win in Pittsburgh was Fed 5 of 2001, 81-67. Bethel ties it at 51, and Georgetown leads again.
Well, at that point, Pittsburgh was not the number 2 team in the country, so this would be even more important than that win by far.
Bethel now on defense, and let's see if he tries to take a charge here with Knight playing with 4 fouls. He may be doing some Academy Award action coming up here, and a foul. What do we got? Bethel and Portland. They got Tony Bethel on the foul.
Well, when guys set screens and defend screens, if they extend their arms when they get involved in there, that's usually going to be a foul. And Troutman's 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Going to get 2 more opportunities.
10th foul. Hoyas double bonus in effect. Bethel's foul, his second. And Troutman's having a fabulous day, particularly here in the second half. Had 1 point in the first half.
Nothing to it, Javon.
The referee handing him the ball is smiling on that one.
When it's going, it's going.
Let's check. We've got to believe that's a career best. Tell you what, he must have done some really good negotiations with that rim tonight, because of course it's with him, baby. Back and forth we go. Pittsburgh by 1. Kansas leading Arizona number 1 this week. Arizona number 1 team in the country. Pittsburgh number 2. So if Pittsburgh can hang in and win this, and a chance to go to number 1 should Arizona lose to Kansas.
Back to zone. I think it's a wise choice. They just have to read that.
He has 4 fouls. He goes up. That's a big time play by Tony Bethel. Here comes Georgetown. Down by 1. Bethel. Back pass. Sweetly left. Score. What a sequence by the Hoyas. Brandon Knight playing with 4 fouls. Trying to get it back. Does a step through. And here's Brown. Hoyas by a point. Brown had a nice stretch early. And Bethel reaching in. Silly foul. And for Tony. The foul's adding up on him. He's got 3. Boy, Craig Eschrich, that just saw a terrific sequence where they got a wonderful defensive play and it converted it into a point.
Brandon Knight lets him catch up, takes a 2-foot takeoff, and a great block by Bethel. The sophomore showing what he's made out of against one of the best players in the country.
6-block shot. The Achilles heel for this Pittsburgh ball club is the foul shooting. Big East basketball, Petersen Events Center, brand new, sold out for the entire season. And the folks here being put on edge. Number 2, Pittsburgh, in some trouble today. Dave Sims, Bob Wenzel with you. 4:47 left in this one. So the free throw.
Brandon Knight playing with 4 fouls. Krauser on the bench.
Brandon Knight's got 8 points. Here's Drew Hall back into control with Bethel, Freeman, Bowman, and here's Sweetney. Draws the double team. Both of those Pitt players have 4 fouls.
Nice double team, though. When you double team like that, it's unlikely you're going to get a foul.
Got an open man. Bowman challenging, partially blocked. What do we got?
I think it's Lett.
It's Lett. It's bye-bye. Take another look. That's it for Ontario Lett. 4:17. He's done.
Well, a drive to the basket. Bowman should have shot it on the same side. Instead, silly foul by Lett right there. He could let him go. That was a shot that was going to be missed.
5 points, 8 rebounds.
A workhorse, Ontario Lett. A great career. Second season at Pittsburgh, Pensacola Junior College in Florida.
So Lett is the first to foul out. Zavatskis will take his place. Zavatskis, Brown, Page, Troutman, and Knight. Now the guys on the floor, you've got Page with 4, Knight with 4, Troutman with 4, Zavatskis with 3. Well, that's some serious jeopardy there.
That is serious. But the balance at Pittsburgh maybe can help them out in these situations. There have been many times where one guy is not more important. So with Lett out, the other players have a great deal of experience.
Bowman, a good free throw shooter at 72%.
They think of him as a 2-guard.
And Bowman with another free throw. 56-54. 6 lead changes since the 8-12 mark. We're coming up on 4 minutes to play here in regulation.
Situations like this, when you have a balanced team offensively like Pittsburgh, you don't have to run a set play for any particular guy. When the shot clock runs down, obviously you want Knight with the basketball making plays. Like that.
Troutman, and he got back there the wall. The push by Riley. A 3-point opportunity for the Panthers, and they tie the score at 56-17 for Troutman.
I cannot tell you how difficult the pass this is. This guy has great vision, and Troutman has great balance. Pushed underneath by Riley, maintains his composure and makes the shot.
Riley has fouled out, so both clubs have lost the player to fouls. Riley for Georgetown and Lett for the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Javon Troutman has missed 1 free throw tonight and made all of his shots, so he continues with his outstanding play in terms of not missing many shots. He's now over 75% from the field for the year. That wasn't a mistake. 75 for the year.
Because of plays like that.
Exactly.
Catch the ball in traffic down there means so much. 50th foul called to this point. Big East basketball coming your way next Saturday. Mike Sweetney and his Georgetown Hoyas take on Chris Thomas and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Georgetown at ND. Next Saturday, February 1st at noon Eastern from ESPN+.
Chris Thomas is a fun guy to watch, and Matt Carroll is lighting it up.
Shooting with tremendous confidence. Here's Troutman. Pittsburgh got the lead again. 7th lead change. 3:52 timeout here at the Petersen Events Center. It's going to be a very interesting 3:52. Lett is already gone, and several others are hanging by their toenails there. Let me tell you, here's Sweetney showing his value to the Hoyas of Georgetown. Indeed, Pitt by 1.
Visit your local BMW center for a test drive.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing.
Now's the best time to talk it up, because with Verizon, every long-distance call automatically gives you another chance to win a trip to Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll experience 2 amazing theme parks. Don't have Verizon long distance? Sign up and be automatically entered. So why not talk yourself into a really great trip?
Verizon. Make progress every day.
Today's Big East basketball games being brought to you by Hyundai, where driving is believing. Come test drive the full lineup of exciting new cars at your local Hyundai dealer today. Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. And by BMW, test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center. We've got a good one. Number 2, Pittsburgh by 1 over Georgetown. 7 lead changes, 4 ties in this one.
Very big step if Georgetown can come through. Last year, Dave, Georgetown was in 4 overtime games, lost all 4 of them, and 2 one-point games, lost both of those.
Cost them a chance for the postseason. Tony Bethel, big 3, won't go. Rebound, huge one by Troutman.
What hands! Oh my goodness! Is that a Steel City kind of player?
He has been large here for the Panthers.
They want Knight one-on-one.
Zavotskis goes to Troutman against Sweetney.
Good judgment. That's why he shoots 74%.
Ben Hallen didn't like the way that offensive sequence was developing. It leaves him with 9 seconds on the shot clock, 2:59 on the game clock.
Well, what he wanted was penetration by Knight and then dish. He was defended well. They got it to Troutman, but he didn't have anything and gave it up.
Check out the storyline here, Bob.
Well, I'll tell you what, 43 and 40% is a lot better than it was earlier in the game. The free throw shooting has not been very, very good. Troutman's been the star of the game, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Pitt normally holds people to 57 points. That's what people are averaging. The Hoyas have 56 right now. It's been a great game, Dave, and you said it earlier about how physical it's been at both ends. Some of the evidence of that is all the guys in foul trouble, but it's been very intensely played, what you would expect from these two teams. Javon Troutman, in my mind, the star of the game. Not only does he never miss shots, the reason he never misses, he doesn't take any that he can't make.
He's set up beautifully, and he makes a catch in traffic, and he's a guy that's going to move up on the scouting board of everybody in the Big East. You got to guard him. Here's Knight. Got blocked. Troutman is there. Troutman gets the layup. Right post, right time.
Remember Sam Clancy, who played basketball for Pittsburgh, 12 years in the NFL? This kid reminds me of Sam Clancy.
Coming up large. Sweetney's been pretty much shut down. Bethel. Drive and dish. Back out to Bethel. Down low, Sweetney. Big shot. He got it.
Oh,
Mike Sweetney, All-American. 59-58 Pittsburgh.
What a great play by the Hoyas. Kept their heads, got the shot they wanted.
Sweetney with 10 points. He's got 6 here in the second half. Knight's playing with 4 fouls.
Knight needs to move this guy more than just handle the basketball solidly.
Tony Bethel, his 4th.
Well, Knight, not a good free throw shooter. 41% from the year from here. This was a terrific block right here, but Troutman on the spot. And I'll tell you what, he does things and takes care of it. At the other end, the Hoyas got the right shot for the right guy. And that's what they need to develop more of, a sense of time and score.
That during that sequence, the block was by Bowman. So that freshman played well, and it's a big spot, getting a lot of quality minutes here. Knight here with the first one. Well, we're inside 3 minutes, and this is where Brandon Knight generally puts up his most significant numbers.
I asked Ben Hallen about the free throw shooting of Brandon Knight. I said, man, these are bad numbers. And he said he'll make them when they count. We'll see.
And he goes 3 for Knight. Knight's got 10. And now let's see what Georgetown can do. Plenty of time to go. We're close to 2 minutes in a 3-point game.
The zone should take Sweetney out of it in terms of being double teamed. They'll have people around him.
They go in the corner to Bowman, who's done a nice job today. Bethel up top, playing with 4 fouls. Sweetney cross. Troutman's got 4 fouls. Got to be careful. Sweetney, big time play. Mike Sweetney. And it's 61-60. Pittsburgh. Sweetney has got 12.
You have to admire Georgetown's knowing what to do in clutch situations. Successfully getting the ball to Sweetney 2 times in a row. It's going to be the Knight show versus the Sweetney show.
Under a buck and a half to go in regulation. Sweetney playing defense. Brown's got it for Pittsburgh. 13 shot clock. They back it up. Pitt with the ball up by 1. Taking some time off that clock. Zavotskis on the drive. Takes it in. Pump fake. He got hit. He drew the foul beautifully.
And you said it right. He drew the foul. He was in a position where he was potentially going to have his shot blocked, but he used the pump fake effectively. Got the contact and took it to the basket. Nice left-hand use. He uses the pump fake to get Georgetown off their feet. And as a result, he's rewarded with free throws.
Cortland Freeman. That's his 5th foul, so 2nd Georgetown player's done. Riley fouled out earlier at the 3:52 mark. Let has been lost for Pittsburgh. Craig Esherick's club still very much in this game. Ben Hallen's team with a 1-point lead. If you're Ben right now, give me the strategy for both clubs here.
Well, right now, from the standpoint of Pittsburgh, you're at home, you got your best free throw shooter on the line, so presumably you're going to be up. At the other end of the floor, what Pittsburgh has to do is defend Mike Sweetney by double teaming him before he catches the basketball and makes somebody else make a shot. The last two possessions, Georgetown's moved the ball well against the zone, and Sweetney's got the shot. You cannot let him take a shot on the next possession. You must double team him before he touches the basketball.
They got some great looks. One inside the paint, just turn around, and another one not much farther out. 5 for 5 afternoon for Donatas Zavotskis. Best free throw shooter on this ball club.
This free throw is important. Gives them a 3-point lead. Georgetown obviously is going to try to come down and get the ball to Sweetney. On any miss, Georgetown's prowess is on the offensive boards, and they need to send everyone.
Looks like Brandon Knight might have banged knees with somebody. Zavotskis makes the free throw. There's the knee. And
they are icing the knee so he can go back as quickly as possible.
Trousers in a 63-60 ball game.
Zavotskis starting Sweetney one-on-one. They're going to try to pressure the ball to make the pass difficult.
Knocked away Brown. He saved it. No, he didn't. Gene Mungie said he stepped on the foul line. That was that in line. Nice play by Brown at full speed to get a piece of that. Fine play by Jerron Brown. 20 on the shot clock. Game clock at 58-2. And Craig Esherick is irate. He wanted a foul call on that drive to the basket. On the upcoming schedule, as we continue on for Big East basketball, Wednesday, home against Seton Hall. Next week at Notre Dame and Syracuse on the 3rd. That's a big Monday. Check your local listings for those games. Meanwhile, for the Pittsburgh Panthers, Syracuse will be licking their chops at the Dome next Saturday when the Panthers come up there. Providence and then Notre Dame on their immediate schedule.
Well, that will be the second time they play Syracuse within a week. Sandwiched between is this Georgetown game. So a tough stretch for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Certainly a challenge for the #2 team in the country.
Sure enough, they also have a stretch coming up where they have 4 games in 9 days. Inbounds. They get it to Becker. Drive baseline. Back up top. Oh, it's almost a pick.
Nobody wants it.
Owens with the shot clock at 9. Drew Hawk. Stepped on the sideline. Nonetheless, it leaves Georgetown with just 5 seconds to get this shot off.
Well, it's difficult. They didn't get the opportunity to get Sweetney the basketball. Right now, you need a dribble penetration situation. Craig Esherick wants a timeout. Or maybe not. I thought he had his hands positioned for a timeout.
Because the Browns stole it momentarily. Do you get a new clock there?
No, I think they're saying, that's what they're discussing. I think they're saying there was no change of possession. Okay. Georgetown does want a timeout, so there's only 5 seconds on the shot clock.
That's a good timeout by Craig. They got to get it to Sweetney down low so we can have a 3-point opportunity.
But here's the thing, with 5 seconds to go, you got to make a pass to him before he makes the move. If they play him, if they can't reverse the ball in 5 seconds. So somebody's going to have to put the ball on the floor, and they're going to have to attack the offensive boards, which is what they're very good at.
Been very impressed with the poise of a couple of freshmen for Georgetown. Brandon Bowman, Darrell Owens have done some nice things. They haven't scored a lot, but I tell you what, they've maintained continuity on the offense.
Especially Bowman. And Bowman played for Westchester in Los Angeles, and they won the state championship. So a lot of times in games like this, even though guys are freshmen, if they have had the winning in their background, you know, they bring that to the table with them, and I think Bowman's a good example of that. You're right.
Anything can happen. Here's Knight coming back in after bumping knees there.
They iced him so that even if it's an injury, it won't bother him for the next minute.
Pittsburgh's won 5 straight. They're 4-0 in the Big East for the first time. They won 10 straight home games, 13 straight Big East conference games. Those numbers all in jeopardy here with Georgetown.
Important to pressure the passer right here. Keep hands high so Sweetney can't get it immediately.
Troutman's got a break. They got him way outside. Hall's got to go. 4, 3. He's inside. Blocked by Knight. Put back by Hall. He missed it. Sweetney layup.
No.
Shot clock violation.
Craig Esherick is saying the ball hit the rim, and if it hits the rim, the time does not expire. Ben Howland out trying to compose his teams as well.
They're going to take another look.
They will look at it.
31-6 to go in regulation. Here's another look. Hall going in. It was Knight that got a piece of that one, okay? And then that hit off the glass. It did miss the orange.
Did not hit the rim.
Did not hit the iron.
In the first half, there was a basket interference call that went against Pittsburgh, and it is clearly against Georgetown on this one. The ball did not hit the rim, so it is not a shot. So it is a shot clock violation. Pittsburgh ball, full court. Georgetown will press
What a turn of events that is. 31-6 to go in a three-point game. Here's where that bad Pittsburgh foul shooting could really come in. They may want to give a foul at some
You want to get it to Zavatkis.
And what happened? Oh, and he lost it. Good defense there. And here's Georgetown with a chance to tie with 30.7 to go. Terrific pressure defense in that far corner. Was that Samnick, I believe, pressured Zavatkis, and he turned it over.
Pittsburgh was so intent on getting the ball to Donatas Zavatkis because he's the best free throw shooter. They made an errant pass, and the pressure by Georgetown helps them out. 3 down with 30 seconds to go. Now they have a possession where they can get the ball to Sweetney. Remember we were talking before? There was only a few seconds. Now they can reverse the ball, use the entire court to try to get it to him, but they're 3 down. Do you take a 3 in this situation? I think not. Try to get the ball to Sweetney, and then timeout.
Number 2 team in the nation, the Pittsburgh Panthers, holding on here against the Georgetown Hoyas. 30.7 seconds to go. We've had 7 lead changes and 4 ties in this ball game. Georgetown had a 29-25 halftime lead, but then Pittsburgh exploded in the opening minutes of the second half. They got 5 points from Jerron Brown in consecutive possessions, and now they've been holding on. But the big story, one of the big stories, is the foul trouble for the Pittsburgh Panthers.
There are a lot of guys, and Ontario Led is out of the game.
Page, Knight, Troutman, they have 4 fouls. Zavatkis has 3. And Georgetown has a chance to get something done here.
The star of the game is that guy in your picture right now, Siobhan Troutman, shooting 75% from the field for the year. He's made 10 free throws, and he's a 43% free throw shooter. He has carried Pittsburgh in the second half.
Here's the Hoyas with an opportunity. They look for Sweetney. They get it to him. Back up top. Bowman, the freshman, spinning. Got a block. Troutman blocked it. It's out of bounds. Let's see. Pittsburgh basketball.
Wrong guys shooting the basketball. They had plenty of time to work it into Sweetney again. Several possessions in a row. They got it to him, and he came up with baskets. The freshman takes a shot. They're going to foul immediately on this play.
No question.
Pittsburgh, a weak free throw shooting team.
Which is an understatement. They bring in number 11, Trenton Hillier, and he gives the foul quickly. And he's going to send Julius Page to the line. Now, Page is second best on the club at 75%. Second to Donatas Zavatkis. Hillier's a wide receiver and a good one on the Georgetown football team.
Well, this has been a test for the number 2 team in the country. Georgetown came in here with an excellent game plan. Defensively, they did a great job. Ben Howland struggled with foul trouble the entire night with his post players. Their offense struggled. And then in the second half, Troutman came up big, and Brandon Knight, penetrating and dishing, really gave them the edge they needed late.
Lone opportunity there. Pittsburgh fans, high anxiety here at the brand new Petersen Events Center. Sold out for the entire season. Tony Bethel back in. Bethel, an offensive player. And a good one, also playing in foul trouble. 22 of 36 at the line for the Panthers. 1 out of 2, 4-point game.
4-point game means 2 possessions, so there's no need for 3.
And just like that, he jacks a 3, can't get it. Knight had it, foul, and it looks like it's going to be, it's on Georgetown.
I think it's...
Ooh, they got it on Knight.
He's out.
That'll do it for Brandon Knight. He fouls out with 16-2 to go. Finished with 10 points. Brandon Knight, Player of the Year candidate in the Big East Conference, is done with 16-2 to go. His 5th foul.
Well, this game, there have been a lot of fouls called because of the physical nature of the game. The players have to adjust to that. They did for the most part in the second half. But on this particular play, Brandon Knight obviously pushed off, and he is out. The leader of the pack on the bench.
And Drew Hall, the last 16 seconds, 9% free throw. There's one.
Carl Krauser, nice substitute, has played very, very well in this game. Pressure situation for the freshman as the point guard. Look for Brown and Page to do most of the ball handling.
Substitution issue right now.
Pittsburgh will face full court pressure on this play, whether it's a miss or a make. If it's a miss, they will double team the rebounder.
Nicely done by Hall. Very cool. In a one-possession game, and they foul Zavotskis. They do a good job getting the ball to their best free throw shooter.
And that is exactly what you want to do. They tried to do that 2 possessions ago and created a turnover, but this time Zavotskis, their best guy at the line, at 78%. That man did a great job preparing his team emotionally to play on the floor of the #2 team in the country. As we speak, Kansas still ahead of Arizona, so that could mean Pittsburgh could be #1 next week.
Samnick just fouled out, and Zavotskis will step to the line where he is 6 for 6 today. Craig Escher using his 30 seconds before he makes his sub. He's going to bring in Brandon Bowman out of Santa Monica, California.
Well, the officials have had a lot of work to do tonight, as well as the players and the coaches. Everybody's sweating.
They have earned it. Tim Higgins, Ed Corbett, Gene Manji, they have earned it. They've done a good job controlling, which has been a high-intensity game. Zavotskis. First miss of the day. Tony Beckles in. Plenty of time here for Georgetown to get something done.
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh's won 3 of the last 4 against the Georgetown Hoyas.
Brandon Knight on the bench, which takes a little bit away from the defense. Krauser's going to have to guard the perimeter. Bethel is the guy to look for the three-point shot.
Rebound to Sweetney. Georgetown with a chance. Here's Drew Hall. Up ahead. Stolen by Page. But he's out of bounds. He knocked down Brown with 7.3 seconds to go. It was 14 seconds ago. Craig Escher saying, how the heck did 7 seconds get off the clock that quick?
He is complaining about that. And he is right.
I would have to agree with him on that. My goodness.
Well, it was a miss. It was before they made, they didn't take the ball out of bounds. So as soon as somebody touches it on Zavotskis' miss, the clock begins. So it's conceivable 7 seconds could have gone off.
Like
he's now
apologizing. Mea culpa.
This also gives him some time to think about what he wants to do here. Obviously, they do not need a 3. Sweetney is their man. He's the one that's likely to touch.
They're going to check the clock issue right here. 14-1 when Zavotskis had it. So he missed, and there's some time on that.
That clock's running.
And, yeah, okay.
It's not a problem.
Foamy's out. Okay, everything's clear. But you can understand the anxiety of Craig Escher because, my goodness, it didn't seem like that much happened, and you're going to tell me 7 seconds went off the clock?
Right now, they would love, obviously, to get the ball to Sweetney. Pittsburgh knows that. Zavotskis will guard Sweetney. There will be physical contact, so whether the officials call something down the stretch will be an issue.
They're going to put a second on the clock to make it 8.3 seconds to go. So Georgetown.
Usually what happens in these situations, it's not the shot, but the follow shot that makes things happen. It's a 2-point game. Obviously, Georgetown does not need a 3. They'd like to get it to Sweetney or use dribble drive going to the basket.
Sweetney at 70% free throw shooter.
Last year in the MCI Center, in this same kind of a situation, Jerron Brown for Pittsburgh tipped in a shot to give Pittsburgh the victory in Washington, D.C.
Here's Owens, the inbound. They get it to Bowman. Bowman on the drive. Takes it in deep. Bad shot. Blocking foul. Going to put it to the line. Zavotskis with the foul. And that'll be his 4th.
Zavotskis thought he had position. We said they were going to either pass the ball into Sweetney or take it on the dribble drive. And Bowman took it hard from a long distance away.
Sure did.
Zavotskis had time to get there, but he was afraid to leave Sweetney too soon.
One of the hallmarks in the Big East Conference.
You make the call.
No cheap layups off the drive. What do we got? And a timeout called by Ben Hallen.
Pressure situation for the freshman from Westchester High School in California.
Ben's going to ice him.
Well, he's got you right here. Bowman pretty cool, 72% from the free throw line for the year so far, but none in a more pressure situation than he is in now.
I tell you what, Bob, this is going to be an exhausting Big East season if all of them are like this. It's only the 5th game for both of these clubs. Hoyas at 2-2 in the Big East Conference, 4th place in the West Division, behind first place Pittsburgh at 4-0.
Well, 2 weeks ago, Craig Esherick and Mike Riley and Ronnie Thompson were very concerned about their team. They beat West Virginia in overtime, then they lost 2 straight to Seton Hall and St. John's. They got better against Rutgers by winning that game, and they played well 2 weeks ago at Duke. So this is a very, very important game for them.
These clubs will meet again February 17th. So it's setting the stage for one heck of a rematch as we check out the reset.
Only 1 timeout left for Georgetown. Pittsburgh has none. Possession arrow in Pitt's favor in case there's a tie-up. Pittsburgh ahead 2. Bowman must make both, or if he misses the second, obviously Georgetown wants to try to tip it in. If he does make 2, there's 3.5 seconds left. And Ben Howland described what he wanted his team to do.
Pittsburgh has not lost a home game since January 12th of a year ago against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, 56-53. What a spot for Brandon Bowman, a freshman from Santa Monica, California, Westchester High School. State champion out there, 72.4% coming into this game. First is good. Boy, is he cool.
Nothing but net. Riley has fouled out, cheering on the freshman.
Bowman 2 for 2 at the line. This with a tie with 3.5 to go. Big spot for the freshman. We're tied at 64. There's a long pass. Page, he's got a chance to get it up. Page, put it up. No good. They get a foul call. They get a foul called on Georgetown with 0.4 to go on Drew Hall. That's going to put Julius Page to the line. He's 75%.
In the timeout, Ben Howland had no timeouts left, so he described to his team what he wanted them to do. They obviously wanted the long pass. 0.4 to go. Julius Page has not shot well from the free throw line today.
Page on the day is 2 for 4. Good arm there by, I think that was Jerron Brown.
Yes, Jerron Brown inbounded.
Well, he got by Hall, who didn't put himself in good defensive position. In a situation like that, you don't want a guy to turn the corner. Don't you want
to push him to the middle if you can.
Right.
Page is a pretty quick guy, and Hall looked like he didn't really foul him with his arms, but tripped him up with his feet.
Yep. Well,
in a situation like this, now you think about whether you want to miss the second shot or not. He's got 2. The reason for that is that does Georgetown have a timeout left?
They're done. Georgetown, they just used it, I believe.
Okay, if they use the timeout, he should miss the second one if he makes the first. 0.4, you can't go to the length of the court. If Georgetown does have a timeout, well, they won't. They're taking it now.
After seeing what Connecticut, how they lost their game to Miami, I'm waiting for final results anymore.
That's right.
Trust me, the Huskies had that game locked, and then they had the panic inbounds. Darius Wright hits the 3 to beat them down in Miami on Monday night.
And what happens with 0.4 to go, if he makes this free throw, Georgetown will inbound the basketball, and they can throw long. Clock doesn't start until someone touches it in bounds. If he misses the free throw, the clock will run as soon as somebody touches the ball, and it's virtually impossible to make a shot with 0.4 from 94 feet.
So if you're Pittsburgh, you want Julius Page to be wide right.
That's right. But he's got to hit the rim.
Right.
You can't intentionally miss, and if he just hits the backboard, you know, they'll get the ball out of bounds. So
Sure.
it'll be interesting.
And keep in mind, too, all the foul trouble for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Zavatskis and Troutman down low there. They've got 4 fouls. So
and you don't want to
careful, too.
Well, that's right. You know, to John Chaney, how he keeps everybody back, that would not be a bad situation here. He missed it intentionally.
And there's ball game. Pittsburgh wins. Pittsburgh Panthers. What a battle this was. 65-64 over Georgetown in a game that took more than 2.5 hours.
It was a long one, and I'll tell you what, the coaches, the players, the officials, the announcers, everybody fatigued after this one. A great, intensely played game in the Big East Conference.
This was a game where every possession was worth its weight in gold. And hence,
you talked a lot about the foul trouble throughout the course of the game. It didn't play factors in the end. Brandon Knight was out, but he fouled out late. And a great effort on the part of the Hoyas at the court of the #2 team in the country. Siobhan Troutman was spectacular in scoring around the basket. Julius Page made the free throws at the end to seal the victory. And Pittsburgh comes up again.
Well, these people are going crazy now. If Arizona loses, Pittsburgh will go to #1. What a game we had here at the Pitt. Our final score, Pittsburgh wins at 65-64. Join us next Saturday for more Big East action. The Georgetown Hoyas pay visit to the 12th-ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That's next Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Check your local listing. For Bob Wenzel and our entire Big East plus ESPN Plus crew, I'm Dave Sims. Once again, the final score. Panthers win it by 1, 65-64. Go get some rest, everybody. We'll see you next time on Big East Basketball.